Yeah, shit. Jay-Z.
And like that, we're back with another Unpacked presented to you by the To Be Fair Show and
the GSH podcast.
It doesn't matter how you feel. Even you.
all right. Again, we're back again with another good one. Today we're talking about the far left. We're talking about the far right, and which one, if the ideology played itself all the way out, which one is worse? Or maybe just in general, which one is worse? We're talking about the left. That could be an Antifa. That could be any of these anarchist groups. That could be anonymous. Or the right, maybe that's the Patriot Front, the Proud Boys, the Christian Nationals. Yeah. Like, again, the basic framing will be when it's pushed to its extremes, which one gets happiness, peace, and enrichment for the majority of the society. But again, like I said, which one is worse? But before we get into that, we have the guys. G, talk to us.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's G, host of the GSH podcast, where we focus on family, friends, finances, freedom, and our future. Forget about everything else. Check it out wherever you get your pod. Search GSH POD. Hi.
There we go. Beside him, 1/3 of the To Be Fair Show, the host of the To Be Fair Show, Catch him riding with Benny the Butcher and Johnny Peace Caddy. What's going on, brother?
What up? Yeah, we got another good one lined up. Trying to see where everybody gonna land at. Should be a good one. Glad to be back.
All right. And beside him, Pan Africa's own, we are talking about the ex-mayor of Charlotte. I think they might be writing him into intern position right now.
I should have ran. They got everybody running for this joint. Like, shit, you might have had a chance.
There you go.
You got two votes over here.
Yeah, man. What's up, everybody, man? Happy to be here. I see the comments. What cheap shit? When we was logging on, I was looking at these townhomes, and it was cheap as hell. But yeah, man, let's get it, man.
What was it? It was hitting for about 400, cheap as hell.
Well, just like the construction of it, the inside, it was just like they're kind of throwing it up, and the facade to outside are looking quality, looking luxurious, but they're just kind of getting people with these.
Is it one of the ones on the west side?
I think this might be on the south end. I look at a lot of. I'm in architecture, so I'll be seeing the ads and shit. So it should be popping.
Oh, gotcha.
My timeline. I'm like, look at this.
And A Black, they do have one question. They said, A Black, did you get some extensions at it?
Nah. I think I usually probably have my hair pulled back most of these shows.
Okay. All right. So, nonetheless, I'm your host, Q, and we're going to kind of start off with a couple quick hitters. I guess one, this Friday is Juneteenth, national holiday. I think if you work at a bank, you get a day off.
American holiday.
There you go. American Johnny's back. The Patriot. All right. So how y'all feel about that? Juneteenth coming up, and y'all celebrating, y'all cooking out. Has this? Never mind. These are just bad jokes.
Yeah, I've been chilling all week. Took off. I mean, because our job usually give us 2 days off for Juneteenth, so we already had Thursday and Friday off.
Oh, y'all, but it is you better do something. You better acknowledge that day.
Yeah, nah. So we already had Thursday and Friday off. So I'm like, shit, I might as well take Monday through
Hey yo,
Wednesday. Had a whole week off for a little freedom. You know, it's about freedom. Juneteenth shit.
A black emancipated himself from the
But yeah,
job.
it's a lot of stuff going on in the city. Like
Oh, what's going on?
tomorrow,
is
they
it
got this
tomorrow
event.
or
I'll
Friday?
be
Oh,
stuck
Friday.
in the gym, so it don't
Yeah,
really matter to me.
tomorrow they got the FOMO joint. So that'll be
Okay,
down
okay.
by the museums, and that's usually a pretty fly event.
Yeah. From what I seen
I,
last time, everybody was outside for it.
yeah. So the Juneteenth joint, they got a couple block parties. Joined the boardwalk
It was a
out
block
in
party at the
Noda.
boardwalk.
Yeah, the boardwalk having like a little Juneteenth festival.
That's interesting.
You
That
heard of
might
Better Luck Tomorrow? It's a little promo group.
okay.
They be
I ain't been
throwing
to the
like little
boardwalk in a
specialty
minute.
parties in Charlotte, and they got some block parties, and it's a R&B. They got a 30 and up party that's
It-
like become like a big deal. Like you gotta be 30 to get
I
in.
forgot that. I'm
Oh, I
waiting
think I saw the you. Oh, I seen that
for the
one.
R&B.
The
The R&B.
legends never die or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
the little R&B party or whatever.
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
been
I saw
hearing
that.
that. They've been
Yeah,
saying
Hey,
that's been
I've
pretty
heard that one
dope.
gonna be one of them ones.
hey, listen. I think on the low, A Black is clearly a promoter. He know all the events. He
Nah,
dropped songs.
I just follow
Legends
the
never
little
die.
TikTok
I gotta see
pages
that.
and shit. The
I want
little
to be
what to
around
do.
some cool ass 30-year-olds, bro.
Nah,
Nah,
that R&B, that
I'll be
R&B joint
going
gonna be
through,
one
but
of
I
them
don't be
ones.
going. And
Hey,
I ain't got my wife,
Buzz City
so
Lounge.
I be looking for stuff to do for her for dates and shit. But nah, I just follow the little Instagram
City Life.
pages.
Buzz City
Yeah.
Lounge gonna be lit on Friday too. Shout out
Who?
my boy Sir Holmes. I might stop by that one.
All right.
I might I might stop by that one. This shit look like it's gonna be lit too.
Now
Yeah,
go back to
man,
kind of black.
the city gonna be wild. They already talking about a curfew. These
Mm.
kids already turning up.
They
And they
can't put
talking
no
about
curfew on Juneteenth. That don't sit
nah, I
right.
talking about for the summer.
Oh, for the summer.
Like the
Oh,
whole
for the whole summer.
Juneteenth. Yeah, they say
Oh, I'm
these
about to
niggas
say.
got to go in. They've been trying to work with them, but they are gathering in mass.
But you talking about for the kids though? You talking about like 18 and
Yeah, the
under?
kids. Like I think it's
Y-
gonna be
y-
like
They call
17
it
and under
team
or some shit
takeover.
like that.
Oh,
That's cool with me.
hey, hey, look, I don't really care what they do. As long as they don't like be on the interstate and like messing with people's cars. Like if they
Yeah.
want to take over a park or a skating rink, like they go ahead. But like just stay
Listen,
off the
so
interstate.
you don't care until they in your way. I know I did. I'm like, let the
That's why I
kids
say
do
stay off the
something. They need to
interstate
do
and don't
something.
mess with
Then one
nobody's
day I
car.
came and them motherfuckers was everywhere and I had somewhere to go. I'm like, yeah, lock these niggas up. Lock, lock them all up.
Love.
Yeah, this shit is too much. They be taking over Camp North End, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
I
That's
just
think
what,
they,
but
like,
that's
I think
probably
they
so
where
with
they
social
should be.
media, bro, these kids they can get the word out like to the city literally, and everybody comes to the same spot. Like imagine we in the high school and like we had senior
But
skip days and shit,
again.
but you had to
The,
be in the know
hey,
stuff.
but hey, Black Camp North End is the spot where they should be at though. Like that's
Nah,
like
but not how they
it's
be
a lot of
doing.
space.
They not
Like
how they
it,
be running around, Johnny. I said the same thing, but they be out there wild and they be streaming, they be TikToking, they be trying to like prank people and have moments going in and out of businesses and restaurants. Like they be wilding, bro. Like I saw some shit out there and I'm like, yeah, I'm turning into a Karen myself looking at the shit. Like these niggas out of control.
Yeah, he crossed over.
I really was on the side of let the kids have fun. They need somewhere to go and have outlets. These niggas out here bad, bro. Like they out here being
it's
disrespectful,
always gonna be
talking
bad.
crazy to people. Like shit is
I'm
wild.
saying we was bad too for the 20 years ago. We was the bad. We was out there
Yeah, but
smoking
I
and
feel like
eating
we
good.
stayed away from like big like we used to find parks and we would like kind of seclude our shit. And then we wasn't recording everything. But they
Yeah, but
be at businesses and traffic, turkling
we
on
used to be at them
cars,
parks
doing
after
all
hours with beer and all kind of stuff, doing the same thing. Like I think they
recording their
actually
crimes.
Well, I don't know,
that's
black.
the difference. They record more than we do.
Never mind.
Way more.
Yeah.
They record more, but we was doing the same shit though.
All right. So with that said, shout out to Ronaldo, I guess. Did he score a goal? Um
Oh, they playing tonight. Messi had a
but
Yeah, Ghana shit play tonight. They're playing now.
Messi had a hat trick last night.
Nigga, Messi 3 goals. I'm like, bro,
Motherfucker, the
38
goat,
years
bro.
old.
Like
Some,
that was one of them games. Like I ain't never really watched Messi like that, but I watched it. I was like, oh, I get it. He
oh
he like
nah,
he like
he
he one of
he's
them
he
ones.
he's everything you say. Like I just got into soccer heavily the past few months, and I was never
He
into this shit.
he
But
like
now I'm
that.
just like,
Mbappe like that too, but Messi the goat.
yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna say Pele to go, but
Oh, I
you
ain't been
know,
watching that one. I ain't been watching.
yeah, nah. Like once you listen, this shit like Marvel Universe, the soccer world. Once it click and it's good, it usually start with seeing the game live, knowing a few players, and like really seeing it live and kind of getting the game because the shit kind of was boring to me at first. And then once you get it and you click and you find a team you like, and you start
Yeah, that's
diving into
it.
the history and the lore and like all the shit, this shit is deep
And it's universal too. It's like you can go like anywhere in the world and
everywhere,
motherfuckers gonna
everywhere.
like we think LeBron and Steph big. Everything got shit on
They got
Messi.
cities behind them. These niggas got nations behind them, like colonies, countries. Like
It's
I
different.
went to one of them games and I ain't never been to the Super Bowl, but I feel like that would be the closest thing to one I've been to. And it's like 26 Super Bowls with the World Cup because they just keep having them shit.
Yeah, and it's like, and then you got the Champions League, and soccer get is totally different.
And the bread, the money they be getting, like
Them
the
niggas check
drama. So
out.
Future performed at one of the FIFA's opening events, and he came with this girl that's the ex-wife of this big player. I can't think of the name. One of these teams, but like,
I thought he was with Tyler.
nah, it's how he was performing with Tyler, and they just like took that picture and blew it up. They was performing together, and they had a screenshot of her looking like she liked him and shit. But they had a performance. They got a song together.
Oh,
But nah, he came to the actual event with this other chick who used to date this big player who was playing at the game, and like, so, Future on some other shit.
Oh damn.
He on the international fuckery right now.
yeah, yeah. If he making soccer players mad, that's upper
Yeah,
echelon.
soccer players be getting bread. Your team get 50 mil if you win the World Cup, 30 mil second place.
Oh, I ain't know it was that much money
Yeah,
on the
you split
line.
that with the club and whatever. Then the players get endorsements and shit. Like it's a lot of money in it.
Oh, that makes sense. I ain't know it was that much money. That's a lot.
Yeah, so that's why like you got these black ass niggas in Belgium and shit, and all these European countries
Yeah,
because they be paying them bread like to come
bro.
out. Cause some of
Honestly,
them
bro,
live
I thought
there
they were
from
just playing
there.
for a trophy, bro. I honestly thought they were just playing for a trophy. I didn't know it was that
Bro,
much
they
money.
getting bread. Like the more you win, like everything based on performance and stuff. Yeah, they make bread. Soccer players,
No, that's fire.
football, they
Football,
get money.
football.
And then they had these different leagues, the European leagues. America got their little league now in Charlotte FC. That when Messi came to that Miami team, he got like 500 mil. Like so they got these different leagues and different in regions, and people bounce around to. And then the big thing is the World Cup. You play for your country or a country that you choose to play for. So like America, we in the World Cup. We usually ain't been that good, but now we in there because we got this Nigerian nigga who was born in Brooklyn for 1 month, moved back to London, there with his whole life,
Oh
and
yeah, they
can't.
Oh yeah,
everybody
no,
was
we
trying to
gonna we
get,
gonna we gonna we gonna open up the borders if he bring that title home.
but they say
Yeah,
everybody was trying to get him. They say Nigeria wanted him, England wanted him.
yeah, but he was only here for a month of his life, and he only chose America because he said he feel like he'll get his name out more because America team wasn't like really talked about as no threat. So he felt like he could help build it up, and he came and got their first win in a long time. But that's a tether leading
He
America
had
right
two
now.
goals too. He was putting up. Yeah, that was
Yeah, Falarin, that's his name, Falarin Balogun.
a
He,
nigga Wale.
yeah, man, pretty much. It's a lot of Falarins in Nigeria. Once you get out there,
Nigga Wale.
yeah, man, World Cup lit though. If I had really known what I know now, and it being hosted in the U.S., it's only every 4 years. Nigga, we supposed to have tickets, be city hopping and seeing these different games because the games in different cities around the country. Houston, Atlanta, LA,
Yeah,
San
now, that should have been
Francisco.
5. They had one in Charlotte,
Well, they did. They had the synagogue in U.S. in Charlotte. That's the one I went to.
but that was a friendly, wasn't it? That wasn't like the
Well, yeah, it
World
was a
Cup.
friendly, but just still like the feel and all the atmosphere was still there.
Oh, yeah. I think these niggas want to talk about something else though. Man.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that, boy.
Yeah,
Let's
Niggas
go.
got
I was
quiet.
These American man, these
I
Americans, bro.
am Johnny P from last
They just want to
episode.
hoop, man. They want to talk about the Knicks. Let's go and talk about the
They
Knicks,
want to
bro.
talk about the American sports.
Let's go and
Yeah,
talk about the Knicks.
listen,
Give a
y'all
fuck
want
about no
to
Ben Bap.
right? Yeah, soccer. Niggas just talking about soccer. All right. With that said, I actually just had. Well, I'm gonna push play on this.
They identify as American now.
Gotcha. I'm gonna push play on this Jay-Z really quickly, and from there, uh, damn, it's all right. So, I'm
It
struggling
ain't
to
playing.
find it. Nah, that ain't even an issue. I'm struggling to find the link, but I'm this is shout out to Anthony Morrow and the Charlotte on the Scene podcast. They actually had a conversation today with us talking about time management. I think that screen management is important too. I am a wild, like I can have like 30, 40, 50, 60 different tabs up.
Oh, Tab Boy.
Yeah, just wild. To
I'm
where
like that
I can
too.
eventually just not know where the hell I'm supposed to be at. And I
You gotta
think
color coordinate them.
yeah, I'm good on that. I'm gonna just let all 50 of them just kind of go. But with that said, I was able to filibuster enough to where here we go.
DT, we got to get into this right away because you came in here furious that people are upset about Jay Z. Now, Jay Z has a Target deal for reasons.
That nigga B Dot, man. He's such a like pompous nigga,
triangle
man.
that's going to be sold through a deal only with Target.
Mhm.
And people don't like this because of Target's pulling back its DEI efforts after Donald Trump's winning the election. And I see a lot of people coming at Jay Z for that. And then I see another brand is called Being Black is Lit went online and said, please remember what Jay-Z did when the black community planned to boycott the NFL, but what they did to Kaepernick, and some of you defended him saying he's playing chess and all you got were diverse halftime performers and him getting richer. Now I want you to go ahead, B-Dot, take the floor.
No, I just think it's textbook selective outrage. It's like a nothing burger.
Okay, let's
My
get
bad.
into some of this. DT. We got
That gave us enough of the facts. I'll throw the floor to y'all. What is y'all reaction to Jay-Z teaming up with Target for a Reasonable Doubt 30th anniversary drop? Talk to me.
Shit, get money, man. Like niggas love being fake mad. Niggas love being fake mad about. Oh, look at Jay Z. Like, when has Jay Z ever cared about y'all niggas? Like, he don't need niggas. Niggas swear them being mad or boycotting Target. It's like, bro, who cares? I just think people want a reason to hate people, especially millionaires and billionaires, and it's like, what you want to do? Give all his money away to the poor? Like, it ain't happening. Like, he ain't that nigga. Like, let him do what he want to do. He ain't hurt nobody. Shit. I just don't get
I
why
don't.
people get so mad.
Yeah, yeah. I don't feel no way either. Like I ain't mad. I ain't like. I mean, it's business. It's business. But like, I think it do show you that like if you didn't know already who Jay Z is, but like, hey, like who am I to tell him what to do and what not to do with his music, with his business deals? But like it do, yeah, it just shows where he stand on a lot of things.
What do you think he stands on a lot of things?
I think he's all for self, him and his family, individualism.
Okay.
Like if he gonna eat, I don't think he's worried. I think when he's making deals, like he's not worried about. And I don't think he really should be. Like when you're making deals to help you and your family, like yeah, go ahead and do it. But like at the same time, like when it come to community, we know that like he's not gonna probably be the one that come and save us. shouldn't expect for somebody like him to come and save us.
Can't nobody save us. Definitely not no Jay-Z. Like I don't even know what the expectation for. I don't think we as a people know what the expectation is for Jay-Z or these new billionaires that we have in our community. Like or what their psyche is even like when they get to that level. But I mean, if he just ain't gonna wake up one day and be like Malcolm X and attack the industry and the power structure. I think he's trying to amass as much as he possibly can,
Yeah,
and
but I
then
think
if he
there's a
want,
but I think there's a different lane for like activism and businessman. Like he not, like he's shown that he not, he might speak up in the past, but like he's a businessman. He ain't never shown no act. He's never been in that lane of activism. He's talked about, that when it come to business, but like he's never been boots on the ground or touch grass with it.
that we know
Like
of.
he
I
has.
mean,
I feel like
he
he
can
has.
donate
Like,
a lot on the low. Everybody's not public with their
yeah.
activism or their charity because of political reasons. But Jay Z has donated a
I
lot
think,
to a lot of different causes on the low.
but I think charity and activism two different things though.
Nah,
Especially when you're a billionaire. Like when you're a
different
billionaire,
types of
charity can actually
activism.
be
But
beneficial.
didn't he bail out like all them people from I forget which I think it was the arrest that happened in Philly during the protest. Isn't that activism, not just
I
donation?
mean, I mean, it could. I think that's charity, but like, I
Let's
mean,
see.
it may.
We got
You can
him.
maybe look at it as activism, but he's not really like when you're a billionaire. Giving money is like that's the easiest thing for you to do because you got billions. Like you
So
got
you want him?
abundance of
So,
money.
so
Nah,
I
he got a whole
what
list
do
of
you
things
think?
he's been
Yeah,
doing.
I was just looking it up. But so just based off what you're saying, activism is only when you do like what, like shoot somebody or something.
Well, no, you got it's a sacrifice. Like with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X,
So
there was
activism
a sacrifice of like
is
they.
only sacrifice. What do you mean by that?
Nah, dying for niggas is dead.
Well, not even that, but like it's like a sacrifice of like even Malcolm X, he sacrificed when he went against the Nation of Islam because he wanted to stand on principles. That there was a certain sacrifice that
He
he had
wasn't
to
an
make.
activist until
Martin
he.
Luther King went to jail like plenty of times. Like there's a certain like you gotta be like selfless with it. But like if you're a billionaire and you're giving money, I think like yeah that's selfless, but it's a
Well,
different type of them boots on the ground.
all right, so you just kind of like gave some interesting examples. So one, you believe that like the bar for being an activist is Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and then also you only thought that Malcolm X was an activist when he left the Nation of Islam, but not before.
I didn't say that's when he was only, but I'm saying there's a certain level of like sacrifice that comes with being a revolutionary or being an activist.
Well,
Like,
now
and
you
I
just
don't think
you use a different word. But being an activist to you means like you have to sacrifice. And then so who else are like so normal people can't really be activists.
I think normal people are way more activists because you're you're giving your time and your effort to a thing when you're going to the like your boots on the
So,
ground.
so just
Like
going
as a regular person, but if you're a millionaire and you just like, oh, what happened, and then you just writing a check, that's not like to me. I don't see how that's activism if you're not there.
so walking at a protest is activism, but bailing the people out wouldn't be activism.
I mean, and you can consider it, but to me, I consider that more of a charity thing. But like, it could be a form of activism, but it's not boots on the ground type activism. Like,
So
I'm not
so
saying
what
they're
I'm
totally
asking,
like mutually
but then
exclusive,
that's what
but
I'm
like,
asking. So what does boots on the ground activism actually mean? Is that like so to you just protesting, walking and yelling means something more than like bailing actual people out?
I didn't say there was no value in the charity or doing that, but I think like
I'm
it's
just
not as
asking, what
much
does
of a.
activism mean? So like walking around yelling and not accomplishing anything, is that activism?
I mean, it's a form of it, but we should probably
What
move
makes that
past that. But
activism?
that is a form of
What,
activism. Like
what makes that activism? Like what
I
is that?
think the protest piece of it. Now, like I said, if you're looking at results, like if nothing happens. But I think going out there and participating in protests, organizing, different boycott movements and
So,
stuff like
so
that.
to
That's
organize
more.
any of these things, does it take money or not?
I don't know. Like I mean, probably a little bit of money, but like but from a regular person, that's way more of a sacrifice than from when it's a billionaire just writing the check.
But maybe this the evolution of activism because none of our past activists have had the real economic capital. I mean, you can maybe argue the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad,
Or-
but
uh,
Martin was well
mhm.
off. Malcolm didn't have a lot of money. They didn't have economic power to like really make change. They could galvanize people, and they was more in the atmosphere where that was doable. Now everybody talks, so ain't nobody that's gonna
So,
listen to somebody speaking on a
Black, I feel
soapbox.
like you probably know this. Who was the black activist that helped fund a lot of the civil rights movement? I mean, the black actor. I want to say it was. Is that
Oh, Sidney Porter,
Belafonte.
Harry?
Harry
So Johnny, you
Belafonte.
don't think that Belafonte that was activism what he was doing?
But he was like actually with Martin Luther King. Like he was like on the
So,
ground in
so
those movements
I,
more
I,
so than you'll see a Jay Z.
I, that's not me. I
Oh,
think.
am I doing it? My bad, Johnny. I ain't gonna do that. I, damn, that's fire. I
So,
actually used the soundboard. My bad.
so the thing about activism, I think the thing about activism that's key is that usually activism is tied to like a social or political change. There's usually like something that you're pushing towards in the name of X or Y that's adjacent to some kind of social political sort of movement. So you know, so when you look at that element of it, in my opinion, I think Jay-Z is what I think he does what I would call activist marketing. That's what I would say that he does. It's like he intentionally uses his resources because he like to y'all point, he chooses when to say something happens, he chooses when to not say he's supporting something. Like he does a lot of things without making it public. But when he does make it public, then it's like, okay, there's got to be a reason behind this or a play behind this. And I think a lot of what he does in the public space is like a form of marketing for him and his brand. And I think he's very conscious and aware
Mhm.
of how these things can have an impact on his brand and everything, which is why the Target deal I find interesting because
I do think
he does talk a lot about independence, but he's notorious for corporate partnerships as it relates to just so many different aspects. So it's an interesting it's just an interesting thing to call out in my opinion because it's like I think it's a fair criticism. It's like somebody who allegedly is so pro black, so pro independent, so pro like we got to take care of our people. But when the biggest moments come here as it relates to his career, he seems to team up with corporate entities and things of that nature to further his agenda, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. I just think, like I said, I kind of see it for what it is. It's marketing.
Yeah, because for me, like, is the agenda nefarious or it's like Jay Z being Jay Z? Because he's talked about his partnerships with corporations, and to me, I feel like he approaches them really still on that dope boy aspect of running his money up with these companies and liquefying and getting up out of there. And that's kind of been the pattern with him in these partnerships where he gets in, gets a large share, and then gets out, hop to the next thing. So if it's not him, somebody gonna do it. And like you say, you can't really win. You donate on the low, nobody know. You publicize it. It's a agenda behind it, or why you want to do stuff now. You never like you can't really win with niggas at the end of the day. So like you might as well just amass as much as possible, and then it's like, all right, I'm this super billionaire. Maybe I can make some change and do something. Who knows who he'll be when he's 70 years old? We don't know. Let the nigga keep growing. Fucking Elon Musk just hit trillionaire status, and niggas mad at Jay Z and Target. Like, I don't get it. This nigga's a trillionaire, and ain't
But I
nobody
think we
mad. They
understand.
celebrating it.
But I think we understand with like even like somebody like Elon Musk hitting a trillion. We understand like the harmfulness of that. Like he not about being a trillionaire helping the like I mean he's being like self-serving, and there's a lot of things where you could argue where he's like as a trillionaire, what has he done to help the world become better?
But are
He
you
really
really
just
harmed though? Are you really harmed?
I mean we he kind of helped push a lot of this surveillance state and stuff. Well, maybe not him personally, but there's a I mean I ain't gonna say I'm necessarily harmed, but I think anytime somebody amasses that much wealth, we got to like
And I'm not saying
we got to
uh
and this is as a capitalist saying this.
We're
and
throwing
I'm
the
not
lines
saying
up with
Elon's wealth is not like through blood or nothing like that, but I'm just saying the comparison of perception with Jay Z, he's like I feel like way more criticized from us. You know, while Elon is like, running it up over here. We got 4 or 5 billionaires who can count on one hand in the country. And like niggas be so critical of the one, especially if the entertainers. Now, you Robert Smith or certain tech billionaires, you can remain low key. But if you're an entertainer and you hitting that billionaire level, you getting a lot of criticism. You Brian, Drake, Ye, Jay Z, you gonna get a lot of criticism.
I'm saying
Yeah,
white billionaires had a rough year though. Them Epstein files was like pointing fingers like they had a rough year.
but
nothing
y'all,
happened.
y'all know that y'all fuck with Teflon Don, the
Dab.
Ross album.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got a joint on there with Kanye that Live Fast, Die Young,
Oh yeah,
and
that's my joint.
Great song.
one of the classic records of the era. But he
Mm.
got a bar in there where he was like, "Look at them children in Haiti dying around the clock, nigga. I sent 100 grand, but that's a decent watch, nigga." Like to me, that bar is kind of like the reality of how some of this, like I said, that activist marketing is kind of viewed when like you might send some money at it, but at the same time, like that's a very like
No, it don't mean nothing to you.
relative to what I spend just on my personal luxuries. I really didn't have to do much to get that off. It wasn't much off my back paws. And I think that's kind of the thing with like we were talking about some of these acts of activism is really kind of like okay,
That's why I call it
it's a
charity.
nice thing. It's undeniably like a nice thing to do, but it's like at the same time, like it's a decent watch, nigga.
It's charity. You can just throw in a little. You putting a little bit in the Salvation Army pot on your way into Walmart. There
Yeah,
you
I
go.
guess the only thing that I would say is to minimize it to just charity when with that if they're doing things that actually impact politically like stances, I think that matters, especially if it impacts like say bailing somebody out or prison reform or I can kind of go down the line of a couple things. I'm not a whole venger at all, but I do think that moves past charity. um I think that as a capitalist, a lot of time, I mean, more times than not, you probably would say that it's your choice to do what you want with the capital that you have gained. And you know what I mean? Like if we're critical on the amount that's given, then I think that's like where we become like socialist Johnny.
Hey, but hold on, wait before you take that last little shot. My thing is like you could be more of an activist by putting boots on the ground with your influence, not necessarily just your dollars. And that's my point. Is like activism is more about like the leading,
Yeah,
taking the leading role in it, not just funding
I
it.
completely disagree with that.
Yeah, me too, Johnny. Like I'm in a group in Charlotte. It's called We Are One. They literally go out every week in different parts of the community, march around, talk to parents of victims of violence and shooting. At the end of every community out, and they come back and they talk about the main thing they need is funding. It's like you can have a lot of boots on the ground, but you got to have some funding behind it, and that's the
But my
power
thing is,
that
but
fuels
like,
the movement
let's
in
take a
America to take America down or to rise in America. You gonna need some funding
you do
behind it.
need funding, and that's a fair point. Like you do need fund, like funding is an absolutely necessary evil. But Like, you don't think Jay-Z could make just as much of an impact or have an impact, or even not just any celebrity, their presence, as far as like just getting the ball rolling. Like he can fund the whole thing, sure, but like he can get more people to care about it with his presence. And I think that's just like the money. You need the money, but you need the attention too to a lot
Yeah,
of these people.
like that. That sounds like, I don't know. Is it, would the word be like tokenism? I just don't think symbolism in general works. All right, okay, I see what's happening. All right, so I keep
He did on his own point.
my keyboard. I keep moving it back and forth on the roadcaster, and I'm guessing that's the button. Okay, but I like this though. Now that I have,
that's a dangerous button.
yeah, now that I know this, but yeah, I think that putting like we seen this during what, George Floyd or something like that, where we all them people went down there and marched and nothing happened. Nobody actually put any political capital or anything behind anything that they was doing. They just went out there, photo op, and that meant absolutely nothing.
But what the guy went to jail for George Floyd? He's in jail right now. So like, what the justice was served in that case?
Is he?
Like, yeah, Chauvin got arrested. He got convicted.
How long he got?
He got like 20 years. Like, justice was served. He killed the man. He got 20 years.
Yeah, I imagine that George
As long
Floyd,
as he's still alive, justice ain't served.
I imagine that the George.
I mean, but what else do we want? Like, he killed the man. He went to trial. He got sent to jail. Like, that's what's supposed to happen if you kill somebody.
Floyd march. I imagine that the George Floyd march was in that movement, which was also paired with the Black Lives Matter movement, was way more than just getting Derek Chauvin convicted. Like the messaging, the conversations, the reform that was spoken about was way more than just him going to jail. And my point is that we seen a lot of empty symbolism that happened during that time, in which people showed up, but they never actually had to invest into anything. And so I think that the photo op activism is the worst kind of activism, in my opinion. When I can just show up, put quote unquote boots on the ground, whatever that means, and not actually do anything, and not have to actually be accountable for where my money, my finances, and my actual power is levied at. Like I said, I think that's the easy escape.
I ain't got nothing.
Okay. All right. So as we were talking about Charlotte, I think that sometimes we colloquially
and Raleigh Durham.
Oh, RDU.
The disrespect is crazy, man. That's crazy.
We're speaking Juneteenth, and somehow this just now came across my feed. I would love to know y'all opinion on this. I ain't know this kind of shit happened in Charlotte, but
the fuck is this?
Ball, nigga, you gotta catch that ball. Oh man, you play football, go extra high. Let's go. There you go, right there. Hey, come on, right there. Oh, you got it. Yeah.
Are those white boys? Oh, hell no.
You won. Yeah, y'all catch that motherfucker. Yeah, nigga. On that game shit. On that game shit. On the show shit.
Oh yeah, there you go. It's Charlotte's finest right there, baby.
You gotta on that Charlotte shit.
Yeah, on
that Charlotte shit.
That nigga proud to be catching watermelons, boy.
And they gangsta hell too.
I got a special 2 bands for you. That's a sticker mule sticker. God bless you.
Did I catch some watermelon shit?
I mean, what, that was 2 bands?
Hell yeah, nigga, I'm getting to catching.
How do y'all feel about catch a watermelon contest for Juneteenth Fest?
So let me get this straight, because y'all niggas actually live in Charlotte.
You should be able to drop a watermelon on a white person.
So hold up, hey Black, you downtown. You downtown. Hey Black, and y'all downtown on a walk.
I pay $2,000 for that.
Didn't expect, did nothing like this, and you see this going on, and you like, oh, they giving out 2 G's for that. You just walking right up voluntarily. They don't even gotta ask you.
If I know they giving out 2 G's, yeah, I'm in line waiting. I'm next. But if I'm just walking up and I don't know the context, I'm angry that they wasting perfectly good watermelon. Kind of like, who go clean this shit up? Why y'all just making a mess? But
The
if I get
ants
closer,
everywhere.
they're like, yeah, oh bro, this got 2 bands. I bet
Biodegradable.
they
You gonna
they
say, shit, I
two
catch
bands. I'm trying to catch one because I can.
Hey,
I'm
but what if you
outside.
drop it though? What if you drop it though? Then you can just embarrass yourself.
I mean, this shit. It's a broken watermelon. I'm gonna keep walking.
But yeah, now
So
your whole
if you
fit,
drop it,
your fit is done too.
Like,
Like,
Hey, for 2 bands, I'm uptown,
let me ask you
Charlotte.
this.
I ain't
If
far
you
from
drop
home,
it,
man.
does it classify as cooning?
oh, it's cooning regardless. As soon as
drop
that
it.
bitch go, in the air, is you cooning. Like,
I mean, I feel like it's only cooning if we still ascribe watermelon to something negative. But if you just look
nah,
at it
nigga.
a
Nah, nigga.
melon,
You
it's just
The
a
nah,
person
melon.
throwing
nah,
it is subscribing to
nah,
Like,
some
nah.
would
nigga
it
shit.
if it was apples, would it not be cooning? It's the fruit.
See, nah, you right. You trying
They
to
wouldn't.
you
They
that was
wouldn't pay
a
you two
good
band for
attempt.
no
That was a
apples.
good attempt, but it's
They
still
wouldn't pay
cooning.
$2,000 to see you catch no apples, no oranges.
Exactly.
I'm just
They only
saying,
gonna pay $2,000,
apple might be harder because you throw it up higher,
but they ain't gonna
the
pay. But
more
they don't want to see
They don't
that.
want to see that.
exactly. But if it's the same thing, it's just the difference of a fruit because the watermelons are bigger,
I think
so
the
it makes
context
sense.
and what it means to black people means everything.
Like, come on, you can't erase what that means
And the
historically. So
person throwing it
Yeah,
is
you
thinking
can.
got a
We need
different
to
And, oh yeah, and
context.
because
then it's a white man throwing it.
His context matters too.
you can't ignore what it means now.
that's a wigger.
If you was
funding ain't good
walking
funding.
down and they was like, yo, we got a fried chicken eating contest just out of the blue. Just like you
3
didn't
bands.
expect it, but you see like, oh damn, these niggas eating fried chicken, 2 bands, fried chicken, and anybody can come sign up. You gonna go
No, what if it said blacks only?
I mean, gee, if it's a contest, these niggas go eat fried chicken either way. So you asking if I'm gonna participate or if I'm gonna sit there and watch the shit? Like I might watch. I'm like, I want to see who
Reverse
win this shit.
segregation,
But
boy.
This is a black.
I can't do it.
if you got the choice, there's a thing about
This nigga
slavery and shit. Is you got the choice. If niggas choose to go up there and compete in the fried chicken contest for money, I'm all with it. Now they make it a whole thing, and it's only a black people only can participate, and white people throwing chicken at them type shit and just get wild. Then that's different. But
But hey,
hey,
Black, let me ask you this: do you
I
think
love
that
fried
white
chicken as
people
much
should
as
be able to
this, man.
participate in a fried chicken eating contest on Juneteenth?
white people,
Yeah.
I think
be
they
fucked
should be
up
the
if you
ones
won.
to have to participate in it. They should be forced.
Okay.
Eat as much fried chicken as you can.
I'd pay.
Don't stop.
I'd love to drop a watermelon on a white person's head for Juneteenth.
That might kill them, depending on how
Johnny
high.
trying to
Ain't
go
gonna
to
kill
jail
him.
for Juneteenth.
Ain't gonna kill him. Ain't gonna
Johnny-
kill him.
Somebody brain damage.
Damn, boy.
Yeah,
gonna
I need
kill
a
him.
builder.
That'd be more fun than catching them.
Snap their neck. They neck turned the wrong way.
Okay. All right. So
It might be
this
dangerous.
is it's probably a good time for us to go ahead and segue into the main conversation. Yeah, that was enough of a warm up. So I'll start us with this question. If you had to, and again, we're talking about the far left, far right, which one is worse? Or is one, well, no, we're not going to go to horseshoe theory. If you had to live under one extreme system for the rest of your life, which one would you choose? A far left government or a far right government?
I think you choose.
The way you worded the questionnaire is interesting.
Yeah. I don't like the setup, but like,
I think you go choose whatever,
Listen, I had some
whichever.
downtime today. I got the good questions today.
you said you did what?
I had some downtime today, so I
Oh.
got the good questions today. If you had to live under one extreme system for the rest of your life, which would you choose? A far left government or a far right government? Do y'all want to kind of speak through what some of the basic we're gonna start it here and then
Yeah,
we'll
preface it. Yeah, just for
Yeah, give us a
listeners.
basic breakdown of like far left and far right.
I think that we're gonna start here, and then as we go through, we can kind of see if we change or go back. I mean, go to the other side. But just off premise, what would y'all say you would prefer if you had to choose?
I would say, go ahead. Hey, Black.
I'm gonna prefer whatever works best for me. So
That
that's
is
why it's
non-answer.
important.
All right, so I kick it
I
off.
gotta answer.
I kick it off since niggas don't want to take a side. If I gotta choose one,
Okay.
I'm gonna say I gotta say make sure. So we say left is liberal, right is
I'd say left.
conservative. So I would say if I gotta choose one, I gotta lean on the left pause, because when I think about like extreme conservative, to me that starts to infringe on like my lifestyle in a way where it's like, I also associate that with like extreme Christianity as well.
White nationalism is
So I think if it's a matter of like that level of control the government has over you, because even though it's like strangely enough, it's like the far conservatives want unregulated, industries, but they want to regulate people, and I'm not really with regulating my individual like day to day. So I would probably lean liberal because I'm socially more to
but
that
there's a difference
side.
between being left and liberal also.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, like from an extreme perspective. Like, yeah.
So what I'll give a Black Johnny is just a couple of
Can I answer it before you say that?
Yeah, me
Because
too.
before you answer, before you say that, what I would say is like, I would say left because like, if you look at like historically, like if we're looking at right being traditional and left being like progressive, the left has always pushed the change. And if we're not happy where the country is today, you want to live in a system that's going to try to change the system versus one that's going to try to keep it the same. And so that's what I would say. I'd probably lean, or if I had to choose between those, give me the left because I know they're going to be trying to change and try to make it something. Now, I might not like what it changes into, but if I don't like what's like already happening, I feel like the left is going to try to change it into something different. Where I feel like the right's going to try to keep it the status quo and traditional.
gotcha.
For me, I probably first go off to the right. We talking extremes just because for me, right and left is like the left is less rules, you know, more freedoms, and the right is um, more constriction and more rules and more order in some cases. So I feel like order and rules would be easier for me to exist in than a world where if you got extreme liberalism where basically it would be pretty much everybody doing whatever they want, and I feel like that could get dangerous and unpredictable, whereas on the right you at least know how to navigate to survive. In liberal extreme liberalism, it's Gotham City for me. Anything can happen.
All right. So what I'll give y'all is a couple things that each one organizes around and what they fear. And then, we can kind of continue the conversation. So the far left typically organizes around class, labor, wealth, capitalism, and ownership. So these are the things that they're, fighting.
Is this based in America or?
Yeah, we're talking about America. Or what? My bad. This is generally speaking, because of like classism, socialism, far left, far right. None of this. My bad. I don't know why I said socialism, but yeah, far left, far right, liberalism, progressive, conservatism. All of these aren't based in like specifically American ideologies, but it's more principles, I guess you would say. But yeah, class, labor, wealth, capitalism, ownership is focused around trying to find some level of equality for that. It typically fears fascism, authoritarianism, corporate control, white nationalism, economic exploitation, and minority rights being lost. When we talk about the right typically organizes around nationalism, i.e., the nation, a specific culture, a specific identity, a lot of times race, religion, borders, and what they fear is a social collapse, cultural decline, government control, open borders, loss of a national identity, or restrictions on religious freedom. Uh, with that said, do y'all stay the same?
I
Yeah.
got maybe a little confused. Can you say the left one more time in terms of what they was rocking with?
Okay, so what they organize around, meaning like these are the things that they fight for. Some version of equality or to be inside their favor. Um, or fight against. So like they fight for, more even class, more when it comes down to labor, for people to have, better rights when it comes down to labor. Unions, XYZ, all these things are far left ideologies. Wealth to be distributed and redistributed a lot more fairly. Uh, of course, they're anti-capitalism, and I guess. Do you want me to go down to what they fear?
No, I got you. I got you. So, yeah, I mean, look, like if I gotta compare the extremes, like I say, I gotta lean left. It's I don't consider myself on the left, but when it comes to making it mutually exclusive, left, extreme right, I'm definitely not extreme right. That's just for sure. Like I don't have that much like stake in religion as an institution. And like while the border is important, it's not like the most important thing for me. Personally, as an example, it's like nationalism, while it's a thing for me, it's not like the thing that I'm gonna like base my voting on. So I tend to lean towards like what's gonna give, say, the lifestyle that's more enjoyable for what I would deem a decent quality of life. I don't know if I'm gonna get that based off of um that breakdown being far right. So I'm rocking with the far left. Pause.
Gotcha. Abel,
Yeah, I'm pretty much the opposite. Like, I'm slightly religious, so I'm not overly religious though, but I do feel like that it helps maintain order. So a society that is big on protecting the freedoms of religion, I think it's important. Um, long as it's not restrictive to just one, and people can, be free. So I don't know if that would be liberalism, but
yeah, I
I
guess.
think it would.
I think the most far right groups organize, like they typically organize around an identity. Like technically, you could probably. Damn, I don't want to do this because they gonna kill me. We can keep going.
FBA.
But yeah, it's groups that, in a technical sense, organize around specific identities and criteria, in which, as we go through. Shout out to Ice Cube. We're gonna hit some of the big three, like the big three narratives that each one push, and we can kind of see how we identify per se with that. But yeah, before then, like I said, just giving a testing to see where we land at. Johnny, are you there? Or did you disappear? All right, I think Johnny went and made some spaghetti. But so with that said, let's talk about material conditions. I think that a lot of the crux to the argument is based around this inside the debate, where on the left they look at material conditions. in the sense that where violence, poverty, and general social conditions are influenced by the material conditions. Where on the right, poverty and crime aren't connected to, say, like your material conditions, as much as they look at that as a reflection of your moral failing. So material conditions meaning kind of like the access to goods and services, just quality healthcare, education, the place in which you grew up in, your economic standing, your class, XYZ, all the intersectionality things that people throw out there. What is your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I know I can't get with that because
Well, which one do you agree with? So like both of the like those are the two separate ideologies. One of them says that the material conditions impact pretty much like they are heavily impacting people's choices and
yeah, that's what I agree with.
the other
That's
one
what I
says
agree with.
that people's success is based on not the material conditions but their personal moral failings.
No, I agree with the former, and the reason why is I can't remember exactly if it was Outliers or if it was Warren Buffett.
Some of Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah, Gladwell wrote Outliers, but it might have been Warren Buffett who talked about how there's a certain level of luck that played into him being him. And he said, one, like, I came from a white womb, and he's like, I didn't control that. And then he mentioned, like, I can't remember if this was Outliers or him, but he mentioned like where he was born in terms of being born in the United States. Like he didn't have any control over that. And I think it was Outliers that might have said zip code has a huge impact on like future outcomes, just being able to be attached to certain zip codes. So I think proximity to resources, which a lot of us are born into situations in which we have no control over our proximity to resources, has a huge impact on your ability to grow, develop, be exposed to opportunities when you're in areas where these things just don't exist. And it was Outliers, because one of the examples was with Bill Gates was growing up. He happened to grow up next to University of Michigan, which happened to have the best computer of the 80s at the time, and he happened to get a bunch of free time on campus with the computers because he had a proximity to the university. Like he, and then he goes on to become Bill Gates. So it's like when you're born close to things, similar to like being born close to, somewhere like New York City versus born in upstate New York. Just being in New York City alone, even if you're poor, your experience is just going to be way different, and your opportunities to climb the ladder is going to be way different. So, conversely, when you're born in places where you don't have these things, the likelihood that you get caught up in some crime, something that's going to end up, potentially hurting yourself or other people, it's just a larger chance because you take more risks, you take more penitentiary chances. So I'm definitely leaning on the side of that. These material conditions have a huge impact on your decision making and ability to just be a productive citizen.
Johnny?
I mean, I'll say I still would lean on the left. I mean, especially we picking between one or two. But the only issue that I'm having with like blaming like the material conditions and I might be this is like this is where I'm thinking it, like if it's the material conditions, then like is there any hope? Because the thing is, like, if our outcome is determined by our proximity to stuff and we don't have the proximity, then like what is the design, or how do we overcome said thing if we don't like turn within and look at self?
The idea of looking, I think the answer is the other side, isn't it? Like where you have social programming in which helps even out and compensate for the lack of the resources that are not given to you when you're inside, i.e. zip code or inside a certain social class. That's
But I
what
mean,
people theorize as the answer to it.
but I feel like we've had like decades of quote unquote social programs, from the welfare to there have been programs put in place to do said thing, but they haven't worked.
Yeah,
And then
I think that welfare is a social program. I think
and
it's not set up to be a social program in a sense in which, like, if you're, like the Black Panthers, in which you're looking for programs to even things out across the board, as much as welfare is made to make you dependent on the government. And so this wouldn't be the example of how social programming could actually help, where this would be almost like more of a capitalistic structure to social programming, where it keeps you at a very specific space where you still feed the government and corporations.
but like I mean I understand that's what but they were sold to us as social programs that would help, and maybe not just even out for Black people, but they were kind of lift all programs that would like kind of help balance between the haves and the have nots. Am I correct? Is that not what why they came up with the
I
welfare
think that
program?
we could admit that all programs or laws don't work themselves out as, and I don't know that welfare was intended when it was made to specifically lift all boats or not keep people dependent. So I don't know that from like the people that actually wrote it. But we could also say that there's examples of a bunch of other things that on its face is supposed to have one intended outcome, but then on the other side it ends up having a different one.
No, and that's why it's tough for me, because I feel like I mean the outcome is determined.
But right now this is a principle question where, given what you're saying, the other side of it would mean that it would be no hope, right? Like so,
I mean,
so
but I'm saying, but like if you don't believe in the social programs, and like I'm saying, if I've had these
no,
and I don't feel like they're working,
do you believe in if social programs are set up properly that they can be beneficial?
I would like to think that, but I have troubles doing it based on how like they have gone in the past in America. That's all I'm saying. Like they we've had social like affirmative action. It was supposed to be for us. It didn't end up working out for, but they told us, hey, affirmative action is supposed to help right some of these wrongs, but it didn't.
Right. But I guess inside like is purest form and intent, do you think that affirmative action was actually written to be beneficial for Black people?
I believe it was. Like I believe yes, it was written for all Americans.
For all of,
Like for,
yeah,
but I
I
don't think
think that it was written. I think that that's the issue, is that it was written for all Americans. I think
right.
that in comparison to the question I asked you, which was like, if it was written to be beneficial for specifically Black people.
No, it wouldn't.
All right, so then this wouldn't be the social program in which what's the word that they be using? Equity, equality, yeah, equity, to where there's built-in equity that evens the board across the board. So again, right now we're speaking inside like the philosophical sense, or within the principles of whether what the far right argues or what the far left argues. It's again, I'm not trying to like necessarily like convince you of a side, but it sounded like you were saying that in general you have like more of a pessimistic view on human nature, and the only thing that would actually or systems, I guess, governing systems, and the only thing that's going to actually help would be if there was some social programming, but you don't believe in the current version of social programming as it exists.
Right. Just fair analysis of where I'm at.
Right. But if you go to the right, that means that you don't believe that there will be any hope for the underclass, given like your analysis of material conditions and what they do to people, because that's based on kind of pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Your environment does not control what your outcomes are.
What I'm saying, I feel like we do have to have a little bit of that too, though, because I feel like there is a certain aspect of like with this community organization or something. I see the merit in that thinking. But that's all I'm saying. And if we just gonna blame it on our conditions, I can see how that turns into like a over like it's kind
So
of hard to overcome.
in which I imagine nobody will put it at it as a zero sum, where because you're built not built born inside a specific condition that you have no chance, but it's just the idea of that in general you have to be in Malcolm Gladwell's terms an outlier.
Yeah, no, I feel it, but I think you gotta have a little bit. But we're gonna lean one way. I'm still on the left, but these are just the concerns that I have from.
Yeah. Again, we just fleshing it out. A Black, talk to me.
Yeah, I got distracted reading the comments and stuff. What was the original question?
Okay, all right. Let's talk about material conditions. It's pretty much the crux of the argument, and from here we'll go to like some far left narratives, some far right narratives, and where we land on them. But material conditions. So the left, the way it looks at material conditions are, when it comes down to violence, poverty, in general social conditions, they are all but they are all influenced by your material conditions, i.e., like your class, the things that like you know your access to resources, your healthcare, XYZ. On the right, they look at poverty, crime, and all those good things as not being connected to material conditionings, but more so a reflection of moral failings. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean that's why it's hard to pick a side because uh, I feel like both of them. So I guess be a moderate, but like I feel like it's a mixture of your conditioning and your
Which one do you think
surroundings.
plays more? I guess that's more so because, like I said, with Johnny, it's not a zero sum. But which one do you think plays more?
Gotta pick a side, Black.
I might as well stick with the right then. You know?
These niggas is failing morally. I feel you.
See,
only because, and I say that,
I can't say that this week. I've been wilding too much, so I gotta
but I say this because I've seen people in bad conditions not be like morally defunct or still rise out of it and become good people or have good lives and stuff. And I've seen people in great conditions not do nothing with it. So I do believe conditioning is important, but I think it's also societal and cultural too, the conditions that people are in.
so you're saying like there's a reason why the outliers exist, and we should lean into more of those.
I think
Yeah, I mean, like you can go to, like I say, find impoverished places all over, and I guess bad material conditions and lack of resources, and still find people that thrive.
yeah, but
And
do you
so,
do you do you?
These are diamonds in the rough.
You're about to
But
say,
do
do
you,
you that
but do you
that's
think that's a process or it's luck?
I don't think it's that few, but I just think
do you
that
think that it's a majority? Like, do you think that the overwhelming uh, group of people? I guess this would be the better way to put it.
Or even just common.
Yeah, this would be a better way to put it. Where do you think whether we go people that are born in a wealthy zip code or a impoverished zip code? Do you think the majority of those people are able to make it out of that zip code? So, well, yeah, I'll throw that and then I'll kind of give like,
yeah, I think nah. I mean, I think that's just humanity in general. I feel like no matter where you at, where you go, very few the minorities get out, get around, explore. I think the majority of all humans kind of stay in the same place.
right. But then to me, like that goes against that idea. If we're not looking at them as outliers, where the majority of people that are born in a rich zip code stay in that zip code still. Like if you're born middle class, you tend to stay middle class. Wealthy, you tend to stay wealthy. Where
Yeah,
that's like the access to um,
yeah.
whatever the amenities that are that zip code give you. In the same sense, where if you're born in poverty, you're likely to repeat that same cycle, and which like like I said, just tossing it out to you.
Yeah, no, that's true too. I mean, like your surroundings and conditioning is more important. I would feel like 70, like say 70% is your surroundings, your conditioning, the resources, and I feel like the other 30% would be just like the moral fabric of where you at and where you from.
Mhm.
But the majority is definitely what you grow up into.
Got it. All right, so fellas, let's I want y'all to choose this one. We're gonna go far left or far right, and we're gonna talk narratives. Which one do y'all want to go first? Far left or far right?
Left.
Left.
Okay. All right. There it goes. So far left, we're gonna go with three. Shout out to Ice Cube, the big three narratives on the left. The far left, should I say, that gets pushed. And y'all can tell me if y'all agree, disagree with it.
Okay. Far
The
left.
first one is the exploitation or exploitation narrative. The belief says that the wealthy and powerful benefit from the system that keeps others struggling. The examples would be wage stagnation, housing costs, healthcare, yeah, healthcare costs, student debt, corporate influence, and the solution is reducing concentrations of wealth and power. What is your thoughts?
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't even got a lot.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say that will simply fix the problem, right?
Would you
Like
agree?
it's not a simple fix, but
Yeah.
the issue is definitely a legitimate issue that needs to be addressed.
Okay.
But here's my issue with the said thing
Uh-oh.
too. Like, if we're gonna be honest, if we talk about wages, like I think like, but the issue isn't like income, because the thing with like I think there should be like limits on asset accumulation.
The issue is income too.
But like Elon didn't get to $1 trillion off of income,
And it's cost
and
of living
But
too.
we're not
and,
really
And they
just
and
keep
talking about
raising.
like we talking about working class people.
but I'm saying, but like the Elon Musk's of the world, like I think once your assets get to a certain level, they should be able to be nationalized.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I think there should be a level to it. Now
yeah, Johnny,
income,
that's a far left POV that you're like throwing out there. It's like income ceilings and nationalizing somebody's wealth.
but
That's super far left, actually.
I get that, but I'm saying I think, and that's why I agree.
And that's the other side of wage stagnation.
Is yeah, and like, and so yeah,
And you wouldn't put a ceiling on it.
I I, I agree, but I'm just saying like I think we have to look at it a little different other than just wages, because I think a lot of it come down to like these people are owning, especially like a person like Elon. He is South African. He owned like all these
It's
American
not
assets.
just wages, but wage is one issue in the over large umbrella of all these issues that fall under wage, housing,
Yeah.
etc. It was like multiple issues. Wages was just one of many.
Okay, well, yeah, I agree.
Okay. The next narrative number 2, the liberation narrative, the belief that many social hierarchies are artificial and oppressive. Focus areas often include that of class, race, gender, sexual orientation, and disability. The goal is removing barriers that prevent equal participation. What's your thoughts? Agree, disagree with this narrative?
Yeah, I agree. I think, yeah, for sure. Like 100. I think like you say, these archetypes or these social structures, they're all designed by people to maintain a certain level of power, wealth, exclusivity, whatever you want to call it. But it's always designed by, or it's designed by people that want to be on top of it. And so they'll design a system that puts them at the top based on certain constructs, social constructs, and then they're designed, but I think they're all designed by people wanting to be at the top.
So this is one where, by definition of what you read, I agree, but I don't necessarily agree that having some of these things in place is a bad thing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not with, like, how can I say, the theys of the world, like being able to identify whatever you want. Like,
Why not? What does that hurt people?
I'm not saying it hurts. I'm not saying it hurts. I just don't
What
necessarily agree with it. That's all. Like, it's not a hurt. I don't think it hurts.
Can you not agree? Because like I don't necessarily agree with the idea of the them, they, XYZ. But I also don't care enough if they do a thing to where it doesn't matter. And I want you, like, I'm cool with you having like a choice to do whatever the hell you want to do.
I agree with the choices part, right? But where it does start to become a little interesting is when people's choices try to force you into like aligning with or like appeasing to, like, so it's like, it's like because if we look at the current landscape, like I'm a believer that everybody should have the right to do what they want, but now if I say something, now I'm enemy of the state, right? Because I don't agree with your lifestyle, but I agree with your right to have it. So it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like I agree with the general statement, but personally, I do think some of those things have benefits. That's just where I stand on it.
Hey, I know some niggas from Rock Hill, South Carolina that's claiming Crip, but I let them rock.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, hey, if that's what y'all want to be, man, who cares? Like, I wouldn't go care about you either way. He, him, them, they. I'm gonna go walk right past you in the street. So, and when you think about it in everyday life, it's very rare you even come across people like that. And even when you do what they call misidentify people, sometimes everybody don't even correct you, because they know that you genuinely didn't do it like that.
Yeah.
It's
the easiest thing is just to call people by their name.
I mean, but if you don't know people, yeah, if you don't know people, and you're just like a cashier or something, you like,
yo,
damn,
homie,
yo is such a fire
big dog.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Like, sometimes that shit just habit. You ain't even trying.
Appreciate it.
I like family also works really good.
Fam, yep.
Bruh.
Fam is definitely gender neutral. You can throw a fam out there to anybody.
But I throw family on it. I feel like
the kids would be like, "Hold on, twin."
Oh, twin will work too. What up, twin?
But maybe calling niggas twin, man.
Yeah.
I know
maybe you shouldn't do that one. Maybe you should.
You throw out
family, my twin.
It'll disarm some niggas.
Look, family. Look, we family.
Yeah. I'm gonna call you what you look like. If you look like a sir, I'm gonna
you done
say
threw
yes,
up a couple families in the
if
gym.
You look like a man. I'm gonna say yes, man.
Nah, I ain't gotta say that we family. I just say what's going on. That's what. Listen, we ain't got a hood nigga run out here today. I do hear I be having the hood nigga runs, and sometimes I mix my hood nigga runs with rapper videos, and them shit that work out well. I done had some situations in this motherfucker that I had to start family and niggas, and it worked out. Like we got out of it. It was no gunshots that went off, and we made it through.
All right.
All right. Go ahead, Johnny.
I'll go say shout out to Jazz Clutch and
shout out Jazz Clutch. What's
I was unfamiliar. She could rap.
Yeah, shout out Bizzle. Shout out Shaq.
I didn't know.
Shout out to the Bodega. Family Matter. Shout out to all the peoples. That's like old East Side Charlotte shit, and I think she a country girl.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar, but she got it. She like
sexual orientation. But the the solidarity no, I ain't gonna go there. All right, the solidarity narrative is the belief that ordinary people have more in common with each other than the elites. This is often leading to labor organizing, unions, worker movements, international cooperation, i.e., the Pan Africans, or what do they call them? It's the Pan. They use a new word now. I forgot it. But yeah. What's your thoughts?
No, I agree with that on principle. I think like we all got way more in common with each other than we do differences, and I think that's one thing the elites do is they exploit these minute differences in us to, keep not even the structures the way they are, but they need to do these to keep themselves in a position of power because they'll change the structures if they have to too, but they'll still stay in power.
I believe in elitism because I don't got nothing in common, nothing in common with these niggas. Like, I want to be on this side of town. I don't think like I want to be around all niggas. Like, I like some niggas, but most niggas I can do without. I ain't go sell them into slavery, but I ain't gonna try to free them either.
You exile them though.
Huh?
Banish them niggas.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't go sell them and I ain't go free them. I just
Shout out to a real Pan African. I
you
like
on your own.
Send them to the Sahara.
Yeah, I only want the best of us, man. The rest of us, we got
okay. So that this sounding real talented 10th.
Yeah, man, we gotta clean out the bloodline, man.
All right, so yeah, you definitely are far right, clearly.
Yeah.
G.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's true.
With which one, Johnny or A Black?
On the Johnny side, pause. Yeah, no, the reality is that the elites are like a ruling class, and they definitely care about their interests before others, and the reality is that folks of the same class typically do have more in common. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like poor people, whether you black, white, Hispanic, once you start speaking the same language in the same room, everybody got the same problems. So it's like it's really more class-based than anything else. So, and when you consider today what classism really is, when you look at just how it's stratified, like when you talk about what a quote unquote middle class versus lower class is today, the cost of living and everything, even if you a quote unquote, top 20-15% household in the United States, you're still very much like probably lower middle class when you look at just like how that balances out in terms of earning power. So it's just one of those things where it's like you the average decent earning person is way closer to the bottom than they are to the elites at the top. So and when you look at the reality of like how much labor power they control, that's a lot of leverage. It's a lot of leverage. You can see why people don't, and you can see why people who own don't want unions because it's not necessarily good for their bottom line, but for their workers, these are the things that give folks leverage to make honest livings and get those wages.
Nah, it's a fact.
Make a wish.
So nonetheless, some of what the far left says are their goals, and y'all can tell me if y'all agree or disagree. Most far left supporters will say that everyone deserves health care. What's your thoughts? Yay, nay?
I rock with that. In America, yeah.
I'm just saying, you deserve what you earn, man. If you go eat, if you go eat McDonald's, pork chops,
He
all
trolling.
this high fructose corn syrup.
But I'm
Then you
saying, but
want the
what about
They
the
like
food
said not even
deserts?
healthcare in America.
They got
Wow.
food
then
deserts
you
in
want the
these
government to
neighborhoods.
pay for
That's all they
you.
got is McDonald's in these neighborhoods.
So
Man,
everybody, so just making sure
they
we
ain't
get
all they got.
A black. So everybody doesn't deserve healthcare.
Even if you're in a food desert.
Don't
I
even put
think
the
I
asterisk. We
think
just
you
gotta
should
ask.
deserve a certain
Everybody
amount.
deserve healthcare.
I think you should deserve a certain amount, and then after a certain point, certain things that may be
Man,
self-inflicted,
Mm-hmm.
then you gotta pay for it yourself.
say give them a Band-Aid.
So no, they get no discount on diabetes meds.
Was you eating honey buns your whole life?
So you saying
Who
like
wasn't eating honey buns their whole life?
A lot of niggas.
But what about all? But when you start peeling the onion back on that, like for real, like. But what about all the types of low quality food that they push when you don't have money and what you have access to? You know, it's like
If they push
in
low
reality,
quality
a lot of people
food,
are more
it's
susceptible
gonna
to
boost
those
the
things.
pharmaceutical industry, and you're gonna need medicine. You're gonna need health care. That's why doctors get paid so much because everybody's so sick. So they don't they don't really want you to be healthy.
that's
They're
what I'm
not
saying.
pushing
That,
that.
But
that's my
that's
point.
like why people would need.
But at the same time, with all this information, why you still choose to be unhealthy when you know they don't want you to, when you know it's a system and it's all this education on what to eat and what not to eat. And even knowing it, people still be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna die
Hey, y'all
anyway."
seen
Hey,
this
bro.
nigga on TikTok who be
Hey,
making meals for $5? He be like, I'm gonna feed your family for $5. This nigga be in
I don't be on TikTok.
Family Dollar. He be doing
$5 ain't no
$5,
way.
bro.
I
He
got
go
ain't no way.
he go to Family Dollar. He go to the dollar store or Family Dollar,
Yeah, I
and
seen
he
that. I
piece
seen
it
that.
Hey,
together.
but I guarantee you that shit worse than McDonald's. This shit probably got so many preservatives and
Oh
like
yeah.
whatever you buying
It
for
should be
Nah,
$5.
you can
pause.
do
It should be all
$5
right.
at
The
the
$5
farmers
meals be.
market.
I be like for
Bro, you can't buy
$5 and
nothing.
for
You
what it
can't buy
is
nothing organic for
it's definitely
$5.
processed. It's
It's
not
gonna have
organic. Like I
Yeah,
agree with
yeah,
all of that. I agree with
yeah.
all of
It's
that.
not gonna be healthy at all. It's not gonna
I
be
agree
Nah,
with all
healthy
that.
yeah,
at all.
nah. He
But
going
for
to like
$5, like if that's
listen,
the
you
You
level
might
in
as
which
well go
you're
to
working with,
McDonald's.
you
if
You might
I
as
can't.
well
ain't
go
got
to
no money, I
McDonald's.
But
ain't.
Johnny, you talking about $5 and you feeding like more than one person. Like everybody's eating for
I'd have to
$5.
see that because I don't know what you can buy for $5 a
$5
feed.
go far at the farmers market. Shit, it
I
go
don't
far.
know
It
about
go
that.
far.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Nah,
that, nigga.
shit.
Farmers market is not
Five
discounted.
dollars,
Tell
like
it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like
Five
I
what
can
the
dollars,
make a
bro.
hell?
meal.
Yo, he be
I
on
can,
TikTok. He be like, I'm gonna show you how to feed your family. He from New York. Some other shit. He be like, andiamo, some shit like that. And he just
For
fucking go
five.
through the store and then he whip it up. He a chef and he show you like what to do, how to make it more flavorful and shit. Like it's a
Healthy, but they get it done, and that's
to get it done.
I gotta see that shit because $5 is
It's
insane.
impressive, I gotta say, because like when
Like,
you,
$5
especially
is
when you grow up eating struggle meals, like I grew up eating everything out the box. Pause. I'm talking about hamburger helper,
that wouldn't be a
anything
man,
pause.
that
pause getting the
requires some
box.
ground
That's
meat in a
not a
box.
pause.
It was in the household,
hey,
no question.
listen, low key.
We
I can
still be eating
imagine
shit out the box to this day.
you could probably do some top ramen processed sausage and
Pause.
eggs.
That's the pause.
Oh, no question.
Like that right there is a struggle meal under $5 that'll feed a family.
Gonna pause the box, but not the sausage. That's wild.
Said top ramen
Yep.
processed sauce.
Like the one that
Oh
comes $1.99 at the store.
yeah,
What he said,
yeah, nah.
ramen. He said noodles,
$5.
no packet,
Now we need that packet. And I'm putting what's the little spicy shit on it? I gotta put the spicy shit on it.
no
Oh, yeah,
packet.
you gotta season
I
that
am.
shit
There
up.
we go. Yeah, you
Now
got.
they call it pho.
Well, I was describing.
Nigga.
I mean, ramen is it
Hey,
is kind of
Black
like
stupid
poor.
as shit. He said that they call it pho.
It's like poor people food.
Just saying,
Nigga,
that's
it's
all it
pho,
is.
nigga.
But
One,
I
it's
mean,
pho. And
I'm
two,
black.
I
I
call
mean,
it. I
I
refuse.
call it pho. We in
I
America.
know
It's
I'm
pho.
trying to help y'all. It's
You
pho.
say it's
And
called pho?
And
I've
that-
never heard that till just now. I always
it's
Are
heard
you
pho.
really?
pho.
No, it's
It
called.
ain't pho. It's
It's called
pho.
pho. I embarrassed this one girl. We went out to that shit. I was like, "Can I get the pho something something?" She was like, "It's not pho." I was like, "I'm calling it that good." Like I was
It's
I've never heard that to this moment right now.
That's
But
actually crazy.
also like the level in which they put into the broths that go into those pho dishes is like it's a different level than regular noodles. Like they actually like make a real broth like versus just that.
Well, the noodles are different too. They're like fresh.
They gonna use different noodles too, but they gonna put like it's gonna have the cilantro. It's gonna have the fresh veggies in there. Like the pho is a different
This
level.
shit gas, man. It's ramen noodles. It ain't. It's not like too far, but gas.
But not
It's ramen noodles with
but that
chicken
actually
broth.
is ramen. You can actually get like Japanese ramen where the spot is just ramen. Like you go there and get ramen. That's different than pho.
You put some chicken broth on it. It's the same shit.
That's all Naruto and Goku
Right.
and them niggas eat.
Put some chicken broth on that. It's fun.
That's
Yeah.
Different
No,
types of diabetes.
that Vietnamese, I ain't gonna lie, because I don't really like Asian food like that, but I do prefer the South Asians. Pause.
All right. So let me put
Brunson
That's
better
funny.
than Kyrie.
everyone deserves housing. We're not gonna listen to you try and throw us down a wormhole, A Black. But
No, I was reading something about that.
that's a crazy sports debate that we don't have to get into. Everyone deserves housing. What's your thoughts? Yay, nay?
Everybody deserves access to it, but you deserve what you earn. You know, you just can't give people houses. Who's building the houses and how they being compensated?
Houses just being like shelter, more or less. Not a literal. Not
that's
a literal.
what I'm saying. Now you should have
deserves
facilities, especially in countries where we got money, like at least facilities where people can go to, even if it's temporary. Like I think our shelter here, mid shelter, you can go at a certain time of evening and you got to be out in the morning and come back, stuff like that. You got something to where people don't have to be outside destitute every day. But like as far as just
And you got the housing authority as well.
you got Section 8. You got a lot of showing. I know a girl with 5 bedrooms pay like $80 a month. She ain't had no job.
How many kids she got?
5.
Okay,
4 or 5.
That's the only way.
Yeah, $80 a month. I got that crib's nice, bro.
She probably mad at that too. Like, damn.
Yeah, I was mad at that.
You winning. So billionaires have too much control.
Hold on, can I answer the question?
Go ahead, my bad. I forgot. Black.
Cause this is one where I've been on the fence about like housing, but like I just believe everybody does deserve shelter, and like because I think like when people are on the street, that's worse for everybody, and like I don't think they should go to jail because they're on the street.
Yeah, I think that the key word would be like access to.
Well, I think they should have 2 levels of shelters. You'd have the shelters where like it's regular and people trying to do better, and then you have the shelters where like it's the chaos. And like I feel like they should be separate because that's a lot of reasons why people don't like to go to the shelters, because it's good people that don't want to go because they don't want to get mixed up, and it's bad people that don't want to go because they can't do the bad stuff. So I think they should find a way to have like 2 levels of shelters and just get everybody out the street, make them take their ass to that, and then I think that'd be just better for everybody.
How do you vet the fuck niggas?
You say what?
How do you vet the fuck niggas?
I think that's why you just have a level.
You give them catch watermelons. Who can catch him?
What one nigga say? He said that's on Charlotte, gang.
How we do?
He said that's on Charlotte, gang.
Look at he trying to get one on us.
Hey man, y'all niggas out there.
Let's stop.
He said that's some 704 shit. Some 704. Not 704.
Another good callback. Hey, shout out to it. Has everybody answered?
Yeah.
Has everybody okay. Workers create wealth and should share more of it.
I mean, they should get more of the wealth.
I agree with half of the statement.
You ain't trying to share the wealth.
Yeah, gee.
No, I disagree. No, I agree. I agree that I don't necessarily know that workers create wealth, but they do, like, because at the end of the day, like when you play a role, you have an impact. You do have an impact, but at the end of the day, if you don't have the vision, the brain power, like if you don't set the tone for what the workers are gonna do, like they the blind leading the blind at the end of the day. Like you not just working, you working for me. You working for an entity. You working to serve the mission. So it's like,
I already know what kind of boss G gonna be.
hey, look, if I'm cutting the checks, shit, if I'm cutting the checks, nigga, like
the check gonna say G on it.
if I'm cutting the checks, it's my vision. I'm cutting the checks. You're not here to do what you want to do. You're here to do what I'm paying you to do. And so that's more so my point is that workers get paid to do a job. They don't get paid to show up and just like do what they want to do.
The job is still creating the wealth, though, right?
The job is an important piece to the puzzle. I'm not like I said, I agree with half of the statement. Workers should get more share of what's being made.
How about this?
I think skilled
this
workers
would be like a really
well,
like a principled way for you to answer. Do you think that slaves created wealth for America?
100%.
absolutely.
Those are workers.
All right, so
That's not workers, nigga.
That's
They're
skilled
slaves.
labor.
Like,
That's
what are we
skilled
talking?
labor.
Don't
That's
call slaves workers. They
but
That's a
slaves.
step up. Workers get paid.
But by principle,
We call
like
them
the
slaves
idea you're
workers.
saying, the person that came up with the idea of slavery and exploiting them for capitalistic means and making the money, like this is the person that, you know what I mean, like that's where the wealth is created at. The idea of having that's where the wealth was created at. The fact that he was able to execute it and all those people were working to do the thing.
Free labor.
So I think that I just
labor
don't like
costs
I just
zero.
don't like the comparison of slaves to workers. I just don't.
But yeah, even if you take slaves,
But
most slaves are skilled labor. Like for real, it's skilled labor.
it's labor. It's a labor force.
And so
it's that you don't have to pay.
It's a labor force that you don't have any rights. Like the labor force that has no rights.
But how come the labor force that you didn't pay for built right?
The skill is creating the wealth because it's providing the value that can be capitalized. So
slave or not,
skilled workers maintain wealth. You just plug them in the system, they're replaceable. The skilled laborers are the ones that's doing the things that a lot of people can't do, and that creates wealth in companies. That's why when SpaceX goes public, 1,000 of them get $1 million because those are 1,000 skilled employees and stuff. So, and then they have equity and stock and value into this company. They can split the wealth, but the janitor might, but the
janitor did become a millionaire. I heard at SpaceX.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all the employees got based on like how much it was sold. All of them
and I like that. I like that the janitor was able to benefit from the growth of the company. So I think there's a difference in saying, like, because what I think is, as companies like exponentially increase their revenue, but they don't filter any of that back to the people who's helping push those numbers. I agree. I think that companies should share those benefits with their workers. I do agree with that. I just don't know if, like I said, because workers show up and do a job that they're told to do. So it's like we're training you to do something for us. So therefore,
but you don't think like the SpaceX, the guy got paid. I mean, you don't think that's probably one of the cleanest facilities in the world?
I say he deserve it.
But he's gonna work way harder. And like we talking about like a janitor that's motivated to go in and clean some shit, it's gonna be that janitor. Like he gonna go in and he's gonna be the cleanest office in the world because like. But I think
be a janitor no more.
I know, but what do you? Because I don't disagree with it. So,
but my thing is, I think like in a capitalistic world, if that's the best way to build a company and that's the way you get the most talent, then like I think naturally you'll see more companies start to go to whether just a equity based pay plan, or to where like you can build like whether it's stocks, whether it's something that
ain't the first or last company to go public, and the people who was there from the start like got paid.
But
kind of
but what I'm saying is
It's not
usually
like
that
a new
builds,
thing.
but usually that builds. But some of those are usually like some of the best performing companies in the world that do that.
Yeah, I agree.
And so there's a reason why it works for
have
them.
leverage to do it though.
Say what?
That's the only time you would have leverage to do it. Like nobody wants stock in a failing company or a company that has an IPO.
It's only a
But
handful of examples
I
where
think
you're gonna get
employees.
like that stock day one and become a millionaire is just like a regular
But,
type
but, but I
nigga.
think
Like,
employees that work like for that have equity in the company work hard because I think that's why Publix they give all their employees a cut of equity. It's a private owned company, but that's why they have such and it's ranked like one of the best places to work because their employees have stake in the company. And I
That
think
might
that's an
be true.
important model. I think that's an important model if you're looking for like between employer and employee. If you want to get the best out your employees
most
and have the
companies,
most
Johnny,
fair
at least in the
equity,
corporate in the
equity
corporate
sharing
space,
is the best way to go about it.
in the corporate space, most companies are issuing stock as an additional form of compensation so that you do have equity in the long term benefit of what the company does. So that is happening in real time. It's just that unfortunately, there are companies that don't have, say, stocks or shares, and
Publix is not public. Public
like I
is not
said,
a public company, but they still offer private shares to their employees.
exactly. You don't have to be public to have to have different investors, right? But the general point I'm making is that as companies increase their revenues 10x, 20x, their employee salaries are increasing like 1, 2, 3% a year. And what I'm saying is that I think that's the disconnect. It's like just generally speaking, if you are a company and you're scaling and you're scaling because of the folks that are there, I think it does make sense to reward them monetarily. I think it does.
But I think, and like as somebody who's on the capitalist side, I think like a lot of business owners and managers would say it's hard to like just because revenue is 10 times to increase pay 10 times. Like I think that's where because most people that run businesses they're not going to want to increase their labor costs 10 times. But I think that's where equity sharing becomes a very important thing. Where like if you can give a piece of the company, it can grow 10 times, and that's what people can kind of work with versus like you having to pay more out your pocket. That's going to like reduce revenue and all that other stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of times it depends on the type of company because it's about retention of your intellectual property. If you Nvidia, if you these companies where you got cutting edge information, it's best to split some shares and reward people to so they stay and they don't cross
That's
over and go to the ops and tell them like, well, this is how we do it over here, and that's what's happening in the AI space
this is what I came up
with,
with
with
to help them. Let
yeah,
me
with
help y'all.
Anthropic, with Claude and all. They
Yeah, it's just
are
a revolving door. They go
yeah,
from
they
one company to the
Google,
next.
yeah,
Hey,
they
but
hawking, they
I even
hawking
seen
each
with some of
other.
those people if they want to leave, they pay them just not to work.
Yeah, they hawking each other, so
Like
they
they be
trying
like,
to
hey, look,
build that morale
you
early.
can leave, just don't go work for them. I'll pay you
Yeah,
10 million not to go work for them.
that's kind
yeah,
of I ain't gonna lie.
I take it.
that's for real. Because they go take that information, it's gonna be worth more. The other company can do it too.
That's the thing. They willing to pay you 10, you probably wouldn't take it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna take it. I'd rather that than because
Now,
because
see,
because
the,
also
the,
if they
because the
willing to
other
give
they'll
you
company
kill your
10, that
ass.
means you can probably go out there and get at least 15 to 20.
take the
Yeah.
10 and start your own company and sell it
And
back to
then you find somebody in the lake somewhere because they wanted to press
them.
it. They
Cement
wanted
shoes.
they wanted to be Schroeder. What's his name? NBA dude Schroeder.
Oh, Dennis Schroeder. Yeah.
Dennis Schroeder thought he can get more.
Man, should hey, the Lakers gonna get that man 80. He the best thing
Nah,
we ever
That was
did.
the dumbest thing he ever did in
I'm
his
a
life.
bet on myself.
Best thing that ever happened to us though. God dog.
Yeah. All right. So with this said, moving on to the next one. Billionaires have too much power. Agree, disagree, yay, nay.
What's some examples of them exercising their power for real? For real?
I gotta say, yeah,
Okay.
you could look at Elon as the best example.
Oh, I think lobbying. Like I think they
Well,
do
yeah, I guess,
have
yeah, you can do that. You could also just to the idea of yeah. All right. So if we go wage stagnation, that'd be an example of them exercising their power. If we look at a billionaire being able to put a president into power will be an example. Um, yeah, like we yeah. If we look at vaccinations and Bill Gates' hand at that
I would
being,
say, hey, yes, I
um,
think. Can I answer?
yeah,
Yes, I think billionaires do have too much power, but I think it's because they have bought the government. Like they have literally like
oh yeah,
paid
well,
for
lobbyists is an
the
example.
power through the and the government is supposed to be the filter. But if you get people that are willing to be bought out and take the things, then the lobby, like the billionaires, do have the power, and it's because of. And I don't know how to change that system. I don't know like how to get
The
people in
healthcare
there with
be an example.
integrity. But like,
Campaign, they body campaigns, the interests, and they
us-
always owe
but it's about
politicians
like
always owe the
I
But
think you.
billionaires.
those
But
people
but
like
Did y'all hear about that
hey,
secret
but
society?
time out. I don't think. Hey,
Yeah.
time out. I don't think all politicians go into politics wanting to be bad, but I think it's just they fold under the pressure and then the potential loop, the payout that comes from folding,
mm,
and that's where I think it's like where they have too much power. It's like they can like the way the system is designed is to where you can pressure somebody into selling out.
yeah, listen, we'll catch watermelons for $2,000. Imagine what they'll do for 200 million.
Yeah. And that joint disclosure, that little secret group with Peter Thiel,
Yeah,
like I said, and there was what was it? It was also
I
another.
invested. I invested with Peter Thiel though, but like,
There's several examples of rich elites gathering in private settings. Um, the Bilderberg Group, you got Disclosure,
BlackRock.
Bohemian Grove.
you got Bohemian Grove, you got all these different situations where you got elites that are at the top of the top in these places of power with the rich just hand in hand. And you got the rich sitting here mingling with the folks who have all the power to sway and make decisions and things like that. So I do think it's very like evident that,
I
especially
don't
here in
know.
the States, a lot of what we see politically, socially is driven by the elite rich, and that's across the board. When you look at all industries, whether it be like food consumption, like why our food industry like it is like it is, whether you look at just our general consumer base, like when you look at stuff like just our consumer habits as it relates to like Valentine's, wedding traditions, a bunch of holidays and things like that have become like these marketing staples. It's because the rich have just influenced the culture in a way to make it such a normal thing. So I think it's definitely a case where the billionaires just have a little too much power and they're a little too comfortable enforcing or imposing rather what they want on society with unwillingly against the people.
All right. So the next one is poverty is largely systemic. What's your thoughts? Yay, nay?
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, because like we can even see with how like inflation is going and like poverty is, and like I said, I think like I do think it's some personal influence that go into it, but poverty is something that like even people that are quote unquote doing better, the way like inflation and the cost of living has rose, is like you could like they can like change where the poverty level is based on how they treat our money. And there's a lot of things. So that's gonna change. It's not necessarily just based on like what you're doing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like when you remove self reliance and you got large populations of people, poverty go be inevitable when you take them away from access, opportunity to build and grow for themselves and do for themselves, and people become clustered. It's inevitable. So you got to maintain a society that educates people on how to grow food, how to collect water, how to build their own properties and stuff, so they're not reliant on the government or a power structure. and you can do stuff yourself and give people the opportunity, access to do it, to get them land parcels to grow, and everybody ain't got to be on top of each other. But they create these societies where everybody's so dependent on the government, so the government has absolute rule and power. And now you chasing trucks for water and bread, and really dependent on the government to dictate your life. But really, it should be kind of teaching self-reliance, and it should be limited government involvement for the most part.
So are you saying it is or isn't systemic?
So it becomes systemic when you have absolute rule by governments, like, because you can go to any powerful government in the world, and there's well-off people, but a huge impoverished class. So it's like it just it's the exchange that comes with the systems. Is you're going to have poverty, and you need capitalism to work. You need a underclass, a lower class, and everybody not going to be able to make it, because somebody got to be the feeders, the
Yeah,
eaters.
that's where it's like poverty being systemic is one thing, but there's levels to poverty because it's all relative to the wealth that's near you. So if you look at, say, poverty in the United States versus poverty elsewhere, it might look luxurious here to be in poverty compared. And,
Hmm.
and even within the United States, if you grow up in like a very rural, even parts of North Carolina that are just crazy underdeveloped, nothing going on out there, no opportunities. They just got broadband. You fuck around, go from being poor in a country, western or eastern part of North Carolina, and move to one of the quote unquote main cities like a Durham or Greensboro, even, or a Winston-Salem, a High Point, even. You fuck around, go to one of their hoods and think, damn, I just moved on up. Like
Yeah, no,
I'm much cooler with this versus where I was back home. So
you're right. We see that a lot with the Mexican population. They come over here and live in the places that we don't really want to live in no more, or apartments or homes, and they be happy as hell because from what they come from, our hoods is like the suburbs to them, for real.
yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely levels to it, for sure. And really, America shouldn't have like no poverty, but it it don't really care about that. But for the most part, compared to other countries, we good. You really got to try, I feel like, to get that hit rock bottom in the U.S.
Cause like even when you hit that rock bottom, you gonna have a
Programs,
lot of people
shit,
have
yeah.
access to programs and resources to where that rock bottom is still roof over their head, food on the
Hmm.
table, clothes on their back.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's a lot of people's like. I don't know. Like, there's a lot more homeless people in America now though than ever before.
No, that's true.
Well, like
That's
people
true,
like
but
living like on the streets. Like even in Charlotte, you'll see people
But
like
some
you'll
people
be
choose to
driving.
do that, Johnny.
It's
I'm
people.
not
It's
trying to
people
make it
living in the
funny,
woods. Like
but some people choose that lifestyle over other alternatives. Some people lean into that lifestyle that they just would rather rock like that. I'm not saying that's all of them or the majority, but I do know it's some.
but I don't think
it,
nobody's choosing like to live in the woods. Like I think they got issues, but like to say they're choosing that is like
nah,
there's a
some people
mental.
do choose it. Some
Choose
But you
people
it,
don't.
choose
yeah.
it.
But you don't
It's
think. But
it's
they're
it's the
only
whole
choosing
There's
that.
a shelter.
documentary
They,
of
they they could choose to go to the
They're
shelter.
but they're choosing it because of drugs or mental illness. Like there's other. They're not just choosing it with sober, stable minds.
I put it like this
Uh-oh.
because I
They're
passed
choosing it,
by.
and I'm the capitalist, I mean, but they're still
I just
choosing
say this.
under
I just say this. When you when
bad
you when you
influence.
live in the woods right off that exit and you post up at that light every single day for the same amount of hours, like, and you work that block, like that's your job, that's your block, and then you retreat to your tent in the woods right there within walk. I feel like you have like staked your claim on, no, I'm camping out here. This is how I'm working it, and this is what I'm doing because I'm not just out here once or twice,
But you
but
don't
I'm
feel that's
out
a
here
mental illness?
every single day.
That sound like some kind of mental illness that, like, if you had proper health care or something, that like or access to it, that you would probably make better choices. That's not like a literal symptom from the conditions that you're in. I don't think nobody wakes up and be like, you know what, the woods.
I'm not saying that. I'm not
Like,
necessarily saying that, but what I'm saying is, I think some people get in situations where shit gets so bad.
then usually it's out of their
They look at
control.
what's in front of them, and they'll say, you know what, I'll stay over here.
But it's
Well,
usually out of their control, the stuff that happens.
I feel like I missed something. What Unc talking about right here? He said Q said on past shows he not growing shit.
We're talking about growing food and shit, I think.
Oh no, I ain't.
Q ain't no farmer, man. I got some tomatoes.
My wife
I got some tomatoes in the backyard.
I will fix a sink if I can. Ain't no reason for me to not to save some money. I am a frugal guy. I would love.
He talking about that real shit, probably.
Oh, I don't know. Like if something crazy going on, but like most of like.
See, I don't need to fix the
like
sink.
certain levels of plumbing is easy, so you just like just doing the regular shit. If it's something past that, like
On the plumbing kind of
fuck
tricky.
around, think it's easy, and then you got a fucking leak that's just going crazy.
It then went from a leak to a flood.
We call Dundon Kruger. Yeah, you don't know how much shit that you don't know until you realize that you don't know it. But that's what I'm saying. Like there's certain times where like at the bottom of the sink, little pipe pop off. You could just go like this. You can look at the Lego part to it. Once you go past the Lego part, I ain't really that interested.
When you need tools,
depending on what kind of tools. If I just need a wrench to tighten it up, that's cool. I can use that tool. That's easy.
But you need more than a wrench, bro. I feel you because like you just call, like, especially if you renting or something, just call them folks. Or
no, if you renting, your ass better not.
If you renting, you definitely don't need to lift a finger.
You better
call
not.
them folks. Yeah. It just depends. Yeah.
No, I got all kind of shit that need to be a little touched up around the house. I ain't doing it.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's see if we can get to this conservative side. I'm mad that A Black just left us, but
he was the only one riding on the right.
Yeah, he was riding on the right.
That's why we should have went right first. Pause. But like,
yeah, both y'all niggas said left.
Well, so we should have went right first. So we could.
I know, but then you said left. I gave y'all the choice. Ain't like I chose it.
Yeah, I'm saying it was the wrong choice.
Yeah,
that was a bad choice. We should have went left or right. We should have went right. Should have zigged instead of zagged.
All right. So, nonetheless, with that said, here's some of the far right narratives. We're talking big three. The decline narrative, belief that the country used to be better. The examples are stronger families, better values, less crime, more unity, more patriotism. The purpose is the proposed solution is usually a return back to older traditions. What's your thoughts?
Repeat it again. My bad. I was reading Unc's comment.
All right. It says that one, we're going to the right. So the big three far right narratives. Number one is the decline narrative, a belief that the country used to be better. Examples are stronger families, better values, less crime, more unity, more patriotism. The proposed solution is usually a return to older traditions. What's your thoughts, Johnny?
I mean, I do believe the family used to be stronger. Like, I mean, I agree with that. Like, but like,
so if we went back to that time where the black family was stronger, what do you think happened?
Oh, I ain't saying I want to go back to that. I'm just saying I do believe it was stronger. But like, I don't necessarily like you know what I'm saying. I do believe there was more. As far as like the divorce rate was lower, like you saying, it was a lot of statistics that show that the black family was quote unquote like stronger back then. I believe that like there were a lot of other things that were also stronger, in which they may kind of can't cancel that out. But like I don't I don't think we should go back to that time, but I do think we do need to make an emphasis on family, if that makes sense. You know, I do feel like there's an importance in making sure the family is strong and gets stronger, but I don't necessarily want to go back to those.
So do you think the country used to be better?
No, not as a whole. No, but I think there were certain aspects that, like, if you statistically, I think there are certain aspects that the statistics would show is better. But as a whole, I wouldn't want to live back there. I don't think most
What are some
people
of
would.
the aspects that they're saying that you would say were better?
Like, maybe you look at like the marriage and divorce rate, like the broke, like single parent homes. I think those are things that have risen
Okay.
in the time, which like would indicate like like a weakening in the family. Which I like, but like I don't, and I want to correct that, but I don't necessarily want to go back to the politics of the 50s and 60s to do it.
Oh, okay. So going back to that time wouldn't fix the thing that helped keep them together.
And I think it's
Correctly. Say it again.
I mean I think we needed and I don't like I don't know, but like, and that's why I answered it the way I did. But like, I do believe there is an important in family, especially the black family, and I do think it has weakened over the decades. But
So
I don't
what's more important, the American family or the black family?
the black family,
Why so?
because I think well, for one, I'm black. Like and like my family is a black family.
But that's like number 4 in your totem pole.
But we're talking like I mean, it's still important though. It's my totem pole is still
But
important.
if being Americans like the most important thing, why wouldn't being an American family be most important in comparison to like the 4th thing?
I mean, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know why we're going back to last week. I mean, that's how we were talking about like this week. Like I mean, like this nigga trying to bring back like
Will arise.
I don't know why we're going back to last week. Like this a whole nother week. And this a whole nother week. Like the Canes are champions this week. They weren't champions last week. The Knicks, the Knicks are champions this week. But like, yeah, I think the family has gone down. Like, and like I said, the black family, but like, I think it's the one that's under the most stress.
Okay. G, talk to me.
So, all right. So, so the original
Hey,
question.
before I said it, but yeah.
So if I'm looking at original question was about
it is
it better now versus what it used to be?
So we're just talking about the narratives. So we went the far left, now we're on the far right. One of the big far right narratives is the decline narrative. Like currently, America is in decline, and it's a belief that the country used to be better than it used to be. So this goes with like stronger families, better values, less crime, more unity, more patriotism. It's usually in a hearkening to the MAGA, "Make America Great Again," whatever that again was.
Yeah, I think honestly, if you look at current present times, I can't like this is where it's like, are we gonna swing this all the way back to like the late 1800s, or are we talking about like America more like post Great Depression, for example? And so like for me, if I'm looking at it more from like that perspective of like uh early like the 20s and on, I I have to say, like, if you look at families, I don't necessarily like know post, like 60s that black families today aren't stronger than what they were, say, in the 80s and 90s. I don't necessarily know if things aren't getting better as it relates to black families. I would think that they actually are versus what they've been in terms of lows in the 80s and 90s. But where I will say is that, like, as a working adult, I don't think that as working adults, economically, we have the same opportunities that Americans had, say, in the 50s and 60s post World War II. I don't think we're gonna see like those American, like basically what the idea of the American dream was kind of like framed off of, having that house, being able to support your family with a regular quote unquote working class job, having that ability to take a vacation, do all these other little things. I don't know if economically we're as good as what we were in the 50s or 60s. And even if I compare to what happened in the 90s with the tech boom and the internet bubble and everything, like a lot of money was made in the 90s too, as well, with the internet and the introduction of tech companies. So the caveat to this is we're now approaching that AI bubble boom. So it's like, you know, is this potentially another like what, how is this gonna look for us economically and in other ways? Because the AI, I think, has an ability here to potentially maybe help lift some of this stuff that we've been seeing from an economic perspective. Maybe the gains from AI can in theory lift all the folks up, but I don't know if the corporate greed and oligarchs will really allow those benefits to drip into society like that. Pause.
Okay. All right. Moving on to number 2, the threat narrative. I believe that our way of life is under attack. We've heard Sharia laws coming to Texas. We've heard, they took our jobs. The Muslims, the hijab, you can kind of go the atheists. It really don't matter. A belief that our way of life is under attack. The perceived threats may be immigration, globalization, secularism, cultural liberalism, political elites, and demographic changes. What is your thoughts? The threat narrative.
I
Yay.
I disagree with that one because like I guess this might be where like a lot of my stance come from, but like I don't think like America is defined by like what what racist people think. Like their America might be what they think America should be or it's going to be. It might be like lessening, but I think America is becoming way more of what it should be. Like the Knicks, when them motherfuckers won the championship, everybody in New York came out. It wasn't a black thing, that wasn't a white thing, it wasn't an Arab or Muslim, it wasn't a Jewish thing. It was a New York thing, and to see the kind of melting pot. And New York is like one of the cities that represent this country the most. And to see like if you a racist white person, you might see that and be like, yeah, it's coming under attack. But if you understand
How does New York represent the U.S. the most? Like, in what way do you think?
Well, I think like it was like Ellis. I think like it was like a place where a lot of like immigrants and stuff. When people first come, it was like one of the most important cities in the founding of the country. I think it just has a big. It's our most popular city, most populous city. I think there's a lot of ways it represents America.
So by being the most popular is what you're saying, not necessarily like the most like reflective in terms of like.
I mean, I think the diversity reflects America.
What you mean by like the most populous?
Like it has the largest amount of like it's like 2 times bigger than LA. It's like it's.
I mean, New York is the
largest city by far.
Oh, all right, you're not talking about like populism. You're talking about like just it's
more people live there. It has the most population.
The population, not population.
Yeah. It has the most population.
All right.
There, and I think a lot of like I think there's a lot of reasons why New York is a representation of USA. Might not be the perfect representation, but to say it's not, I think like everybody goes there. It's like the big city lights. I think it does definitely represents America. But
I don't know if I agree, but I hear what
it might not be the perfect representation of America. Like I mean, America's a huge country. Like it's hard to find something that represents.
But the reason why I can't say it represents the reason why I can't say it represents America like that is because the city is largely ran by like immigrants and people who really aren't even from America. Frankly, like the New York City, like you said, is a melting pot, and the average city. And an average American,
liberty is in New York. That's like the number one thing that represents this country. They put it in New York for a reason.
Yeah, they did, but we're talking about what represents America. And what I'm saying is if you look at New York as a city, it's largely immigrant ran, and know if that's the
I think
average
that's
quote
what
unquote
I think
American
that.
representation. Because
My bad,
I don't
my bad, my bad,
I
You
don't
right?
I don't
My
think,
bad.
because when you think average American experience, like New York has a quote unquote, not a quote, they have a Muslim mayor. That's not average New York. I mean, that's not average American reflection. Not many cities have Muslim mayors. Um, so it's just I think New York is in fact an American city. I wouldn't disagree with that, but like to say it reflects like America, I think is a bit
Okay,
of
well,
a,
what other city would you say represents America better?
excuse me, maybe Chicago. If we're looking at the big cities, I might put Chicago over
If
New
you're gonna pick
York
Chicago, you
and
might as well
LA.
pick New York, bro.
I'm gonna put
It's
Chicago
like
over New York and LA. No, I'm gonna pick Chicago
how
over New York and LA.
how.
Because LA just leans a little
Yeah, I
too
don't think
Hispanic.
I wasn't gonna say L.A. I wouldn't even say
I
L.A.
would
But
say
how?
Chicago,
Why
or I would say
Chicago over New?
Chicago or Houston
Nah.
would probably be the
Houston's
two
better than Chicago, but Houston's still not better than New York.
in terms of what represents like what America actually is. I would say in terms of major U.S. cities, I would probably lean towards. I definitely would put Chicago and Houston over New York.
Nah, there's too many Hispanics in Houston too.
They got a lot. I'm not disagreeing. But Houston has such a distinct
Houston is very
black
diverse
culture too.
But
like for me to represent America, you gotta have like a native like blackness to your city, if you will.
Houston was like
that's
literally
like American black
of another country at one point for a long time. Like Houston was part of Mexico for a long time. Even historically, it don't represent America. Like New York is part of the original founding of this country. Like historically, it represents
I think when I'm
America.
talking about representing America, we define it differently. I'm talking about like
Let's see.
Even diversity. You got just as much diversity. Who?
Philly feels American.
Philly is another. Philly is a good one.
Philly's an American.
Philly's a good one. Now, I wouldn't choose it now because it's kind of rough right now. But like historically, Philadelphia is a great representation of America.
I choose Philly over New York in terms of like what America would actually look like. Yeah.
It's a better argument than Chicago.
What? Tell me what's wrong with Chicago? Because Chicago, you actually got like the mix of like Americans with some immigrants. With like you got everything.
Chicago's not historic enough though.
What?
It wasn't part of the original 13 colonies.
So if you're not an original 13 colony, you can't be historic.
Not as historic. Like Philly and New York got way more history than Chicago do. Even a city like DC has more like history than.
I didn't take the statement that we were talking about as like historic as much as a representation.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Chicago is a historic city, though. You can't.
Well, I'm gonna say, but I think New York represents some part of America, and I think seeing what happened in that parade, I think that's more of the America that I see in my head versus like some super white America.
What you seen when you watched that parade?
I saw everybody just happy. Like I mean, it was just joy. Like I mean, it was just like unity.
You seen unity?
I saw unity. Unless you had a Spurs jersey on, we had ops. Like we had an op, and I think like America does unify against like.
When you say we, what do you mean by that?
Well, what New Yorkers said.
Oh, okay.
Y'all niggas like goddamn man. I got excited too, man. I said Nixon 5. I wanted to be a New Yorker. I usually don't like New York like that, but this week this shit look kind of lit.
All right,
the Knicks is on fire.
Do this. All right, so number 3 is the hierarchy narrative, a belief that not all outcomes should be equal. This can range from merit-based competition to more extreme beliefs involving ethnic superiority, again, this is a baseline that we see a lot of far right groups organized around: religious superiority, racial hierarchy, all depending on how far the ideology moves towards extremism. What is your thoughts on that? The hierarchy narrative that in general that some groups should be above other groups, and that just is what it is.
Should, yeah, I don't agree with should. Like I think some groups are, but I don't think like should. Just like for like, yeah, should isn't. Yeah, I think
So
we all people
who's above who?
who's above who. We know who's who.
How does the word destined work for you?
Who's
Is that word?
destined?
Yeah.
Should or destined? I don't believe like nobody's destined to be like as of like them being on the left. I believe like we all should be like given a
What about
50 share. Not
What about likely?
like, but I don't think it should be based on like. I mean, it's gonna be like probabilities and stuff is something that's gonna happen. It shouldn't be based on religion, race, where you live. Now, like it shouldn't be based. Now, is it based on like how smart you are? But I don't agree that like Christianity should be over Islam or white people should be over black people. Like I don't think it should be that
Only
way.
one true religion.
You say what?
So what if there's only one true religion?
I don't believe there's only one true religion. Like I don't believe in that.
Tone.
I mean, I don't believe in that. That's tone. I don't believe in that.
Get him.
I don't believe in. Like I mean, I believe in the importance of religion, but to say one true or one is the best or right, I don't believe in that because I think it's too many people in the world,
Got another
too many religions.
Hey Tone, you hear this? This is the a topic for the To Be Fair show. Is there one true religion?
Man, this nigga always do this. Me and Tony be screaming at each other. All of a sudden, y'all tune in.
All right, G.
Yeah, it's tough for me to really align with much of that. I mean, yeah, it's tough for me to get with any of that, especially like race hierarchy. Really, just in general, it's just it sounds very silly to me, so I can't get with it.
It should be merit based. Like the smartest people should
There's
win the
a
country.
hierarchy when it comes down to FBA.
Like within FBA, or what you're saying?
Like our FBA better.
I personally think so.
So you do believe inside of racial hierarchy, ethnic hierarchy?
I mean, you asked me who's better.
Yeah.
That's a personal biased opinion.
My bad. Let me reframe that. Superior.
I do think FBA has superior capabilities relative to some of our peers.
When you say peers, what do you mean by that?
Other folks in America.
Okay.
What complexion?
Is that all folks in America or like
y'all better than the Swedish?
No, FBA, if we want to take it to a global scale, FBA definitely has some superior talents relative to the world. I mean, yeah, for sure. Like I'm
gonna say the Joker.
So you do think that
we proved it out in 5, but
we was actually engineered. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the thing. I was like, we was actually engineered from the best of the best.
So you do
survival of the fittest.
So
you could call that breeding.
So you do believe in the hierarchy narrative then?
No, see, that's what I'm saying. No.
You just said superior.
Talents. I do. I think FBAs are superiorly or supremely more talented than other niggas. Yeah.
When you say niggas, you mean like black folk or like the
everybody. Blacks, whites, Indians. I believe that FBAs are supremely gifted. I do generally believe that. I think we can we're capable of doing anything.
Does that mean we deserve more than everybody else?
No, it doesn't.
But that is still a subscription to a racial / ethnic superiority.
If you want to say that, I hear you, but I wouldn't frame it like that.
It's a little biased.
Yeah, there's some bias in there. But
There's some bias.
I wouldn't go as
But when
far to
you-
say superiority.
When
I
you
just,
say we better than
It's not a complex, is it?
I mean, because
when
I
you
can,
say
I
we
can
better
point,
than
I can,
all
I
those
can
things,
point to
I
like,
think
I
it's
can point to things. I can point to things to say like, look at the times on the athletic feats. Like, just
We
look
can
at the
point to
scores.
basketball again. We can point to
Listen to
basketball
the
again.
listen to the rhythms. Listen to the melodies. Listen to the music. The arithmetic. Like we our ability as a people to become literate after generations of like not doing anything, and what we was able to do in a short amount of time is nothing more than remarkable. So it's like I can just highlight how, you know, specifically FBAs were able to overcome just really extreme conditions and beat all odds, and that makes me believe that there is something innately just
superior,
supremely gifted.
more
But to say
superior, like,
more superior than others, I just know we supremely gifted.
I ain't gonna lie, they had a run in basketball though. Like we didn't got it back in blood, but them the Giannis's, the SGAs,
the Lucas, the Jokic's.
I'm just talking about the black ones.
Oh, you going down that line?
I'm
Hey.
just going to black. We got it back. like we got it, but it was
I thought well, because if we go times in running, the blacks, it's not necessarily like what we winning.
you say what?
Like the athletic superiority piece. If
I'm
we're
I'm just saying it was a team full of well, they weren't even all FBA.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like if we're saying, I thought he was saying like more like black people in comparison to like the world, but not necessarily like. Well, damn, I did say FBA. So, yeah, I guess like I don't know how much truth there is to what you was just saying, G.
It's a lot of truth.
No, if you look at you said the time. Look at the times. FBAs don't like own the records.
For a lot of stuff we do.
Like talking about like running,
no. Just athletics in general.
Like
Justin Gatlin was getting his ass dusted off. Pause.
But you gotta look at okay, just because one nigga from a country was super fast don't mean like
yeah,
we don't got mad super fast niggas. Like I'm talking about when you look at the whole of the talent.
Africans run that whole marathon shit and the sprinting shit.
Well, marathon shit, they got that, but we got that
Africans better at soccer than us.
Nah, we don't even play it.
They run the sprint game.
Like they're way better than at soccer. We got to get a Nigerian to play on our soccer team.
They're not traditionally better sprinters for sure. Like Black Americans
aren't better than Jamaican Americans.
Bro,
yes, we are.
Bro, Usain Bolt is really the only Usain Bolt is a world record holder, but outside of Usain Bolt, like it's Americans that's at the
next
top of
Usain is some Australian dude. Gal.
No, Gal can't even play second or third. What are you talking about?
Traditionally, Black Americans are the sprinters. Like just because Usain Bolt got a world record, don't mean that now Jamaicans are the fastest people. It just means Usain Bolt is the fastest nigga.
I know they women been kicking our ass too. That's all.
The women.
Shakira had a run fast. Shakira barely beat them girls. And
the hierarchy in sprints, it goes America, then Jamaica.
Okay.
That's how it's always been. But it's just amazing how. But Jamaica
done caught up though, right?
The reason why
they just a smaller. How many people in Jamaica?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The reason why you can put them, if you want to put them ahead in the sprints, is because they have way less people.
Right.
Yeah, the per capita numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hit niggas with the per capita for sure.
I mean, but FBA ain't but what 30? How many million? What like 40?
It's 50.
I don't know.
It's at least 50, 60.
You know why I say it's 50? Because
people
people never count the people that classify themselves as Indian and will not put themselves as black. And that's a couple million there. So
hey, get out of there, old man. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out
that's
of there.
that OG.
Get out of there, man. Get out of there.
He trolled it only because he went from 13 to 50.
I mean to say 13%.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
50
I knew
million.
where you was at, G.
13% will be 50 million.
13%. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, welcome to the show, guys. Which one do y'all think is better? Oh, worse. My bad. We're not going better. We're going worse. Which one do you think is worse, the far left or the far right? Talk to me.
You can go, Steve.
I mean, that's kind of
We-
obvious. I mean,
Yeah,
we live in America. We've only ever lived under far right extremism,
yeah.
and how has that worked out for us? That hasn't been the force that's got us rights in America per se. And I'm not talking about cultural conservatism because I think that's where a lot of people blend in this conversation where I can personally be culturally conservative, but I don't believe that should be dictated to everybody by the state. And I think that's the difference between when you're talking about far right. They believe cultural conservatism can be dictated to everybody else by the state. I don't believe that personally. So you know, in the literal sense of what it means to be a liberal or liberalism, I believe in liberalism, not liberal as in Democrat liberal, but the actual enlightenment value
Progressiveness.
created during that time period.
Would you call it progressiveness?
I think this is the problem with these terms is because they act like liberal actually is a ideal. Like, so when the term liberalism comes about, you could be conservative or progressive and be a liberal because liberalism believes in a universal right. Like you have universal rights. So yes, there could be yes, there could be social constructs, gender, sex, race, whatever the case may be, but we don't believe those social constructs should determine what rights you are given in society.
But Steve, how would that be different in saying I have a progressive mindset on society?
Because that's not progressivism is somewhere on the scale of like political ideology when we talking about far left, far right. When we talking about liberalism, anybody who believes like liberalism is just a value and a belief in itself. It isn't necessarily left or right. It's do
Right.
you believe?
So, Steve, about
But I
make
kind of treat
so like
progressiveness
But
like that.
so in general, like you could be libertarian, but be on the right or the left.
Yes, you can.
Value, not specifically like
Ye-
a.
yes,
but
like
there's a difference between a liberal and a libertarian.
This
yeah,
is
yeah. Nobody not saying that, but like the
but
actual ideal,
kind of like
the 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 actual fundamental ideal of what it means to be a liberal is, and I think this is the why people misconstrued these words on purpose and screwed them up on purpose. But the fundamental idea of when the ideal of liberalism is created is yes, we acknowledge that there are different constructs, but those constructs should not be not determined with rights that people should have. People should have universal rights that's guaranteed no matter what. So the right, so the pursuit of happiness. What's the three unalienable rights that you learn about in
Liberty, the
life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness? That
something
is
like
a
that.
liberal value, not liberal in the sense of Democrat or Republican, because that's the only way we think of about it today. But that's not what liberalism actually means.
And Steve, because like I'm not trying to intentionally misconstrue, but like when I hear you say that, to me, like I feel like progressive can be the same like overarching mindset, but you're saying progressive is a
Well, you
specific
could
type
say
of
what,
liberalism, or
but
because
you
to me, I feel like progressive they're interchangeable.
yeah, but that wouldn't be fair because there are genuine conservatives who believe in liberal values. So it would be like like I told you earlier, you can be a conservative who religious, who believe in traditional values, who practice traditional values.
Liberals are also pro-capitalism traditionally.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a
But like,
but it
but how would that be different from a progress? Like, what are the specifics about a progressive to where I can't like interchange that word? Because
I
in my
mean
head, I've always seen
I think G bring up a good point about what how much do you believe in the free market? Because this is what I kind of view as the difference between somebody who liberal who believe in liberal values. Somebody you say progressive, and then somebody you
I'm
say far.
liberal by old classic definition.
Yeah,
I'm more
G is a
liberal. I'm
G
not
is a
necessarily progressive.
G is a classical liberal. The difference is as you move along that spectrum, a progressive might have less faith in the free market than a liberal. So they believe in the free market, but they believe there should be a little bit
More
more,
government
a
regulation.
little bit more government,
So you're saying progressive takes it a level further
a level further.
than
So
just being a strict up like liberal. So
Liberal,
like that.
a classic liberal is more center than they are to the far left.
yes.
Okay.
So
I just want
most
that.
people have liberal values because at the fundamental belief of liberal values is this universality of the rights that's given to us. Like right?
Like every individual has their right to live, et cetera, et cetera. Like
Exactly.
yeah.
So and then all of these when we start to ascribe to far right and far left, the far right might say we don't believe we believe in social hierarchies and we believe those hierarchies should determine what rights you get. That was the history of the United States of America. If you were black, you had less rights than white people.
So
That is
Steve, on the right, we got liberalism and then progressive. I mean, on the left, you got liberal and progressive. You got conservative. What's the extreme? That where white
fascist. Fascism is
being liberal.
Authoritarian.
Authoritarian.
Fascist.
Okay. That would be the direct
liberal,
opposite
that's
to
not
progressive.
that's not even political, is it?
It is because fascism is an extreme state. Because a lot of people don't really understand what fascism is. Fascism is the corporate capture of the entire state. So it's beyond just being a free market. It's the actual capturing of the state by said corporations. Like that is what. So what makes
corporatocracy?
So no, it's not corporatocracy. It's That's what fascism is. Is
But if
the corporate.
But if the corporation runs the Senate, what would be the difference between a corporate
Well, corporatocracy is just some made up word so people didn't have to talk bad about capitalism. Like that's a trick bag. Like to be honest about it. Like we have a term for when the corporations subsede the state and actually run the state. I mean, you could look at
but you could argue that's where we're at now with like the apex.
We getting there. We on a trajectory to that place.
It's like we kind of like we get like
we on a trajectory to that place.
But that's the interesting thing when you start talking about fascism versus like say communism, which is on the far left.
So it's the opposite.
I don't.
So
know
it believes
they kind of look the same in
it
some
believes
degrees.
But it believes the state. It believes the state should be
like a ruling political party.
Exactly. The state should be the entity that run everything. So they are the exact opposite. Because in fascism, technically there is no state.
But Steve, here's my thing.
No, that's not true. It just is a dictator or a military state.
Good point, G. Good point.
But Steve, when you're a regular person, what's the difference between a corporation and the state?
What's the difference between a corporation and a state? I'll give you a perfect example. A state, regardless of how we feel about it, there is a mechanism in which we can actually change the state. Regardless.
If it's control, but like I'm saying, but I'm saying in America, but if it's controlled by said like corporate.
Well, we don't. We live in. So I think it's clicking. For you right here in real time. What?
I ain't hear you.
The United States is a corporation.
I think it's clicking for you in real time what type of country we live in.
But like, that's run by the corporations.
So it's what?
A fascist state.
No.
Would that not be fascist? You said
fascism is like a dictator, or like like North Korea, for example.
But
Are
that's
we
not
North Korea?
based on what Steve said. Like if the
But
corporations got
But
the
I'm
power,
giving you like a clear example of what like a fascist country would look like.
a
It would be
fascist
like a
state
North
is, I mean,
Korea.
we got a prime
but what I'm
example.
saying, but North Korea, based on the definitions, would be
Nazi
communist.
Germany was a fascist state. The first thing Hitler did when he took over Germany was he killed all he killed all, banished all left wing political parties, and then the BMWs of the world, the Audis of the world, and
Adidas,
all of those corporations
Volkswagens
of the world, they became a powerhouse because he gave all of the states, you know,
to the
he gave
corporation.
all of the states not
He
product, but he gave the wealth of the state to these people to become these manufacturing powerhouses. And Nazi Germany is a fascist state. The only difference is it can work if you get rid of all the outgroups. Like if you get rid of all the outgroups or whatever the what's determined to be the outgroup in a fascist state, by all accounts, it worked. But that requires a level of
Homogeneity.
exactly. But and then how do you even get to that place to get that level of genius society place? We know how you get to that place. You kill all the people who in the outgroup. You know, that's kind of like,
That's
and it's
why
like,
America ain't really gonna ever really be fascist. Like, if anything, like I said, like Trump trying to be an authoritarian, Trump trying to roll in a certain way, but at the end of the day, it's a little too many checks and balances here for niggas to just run rampant. You know what I'm
and
saying?
I do think the American spirit is different than the spirit of most people in other places. Like it's it's fundamental to our mythos of what it means to be American, to rebel against authority. So I think for the most part, that's why you never see, or not in modern times, you always even see a rejection when the slightest hint of that is start to present itself. The American populace tend to reject that because Americans
And
value liberty. Americans value freedom. Americans value autonomy. That's just what it is.
with America, right? With America being the way that it is, and the reason why we can never go into something like that is because most Americans, we have fallen into this fake falsehood of freedom and all this stuff. And if you look at it, if you look at all the different laws and the way that our country is actually structured, it's structured into make you believe that you do this or that or whatever. Like you own this, you own that. You own nothing because you pay taxes on everything. And if you don't pay taxes on it, it could take it away from you. So basically, it's almost like they have an illusion in your face that we're sitting out here and we're doing this, that, whatever. But we want to believe this, so we believe in it hard enough. And no matter what it is, it's some type of, it might not be a dictator that you see, but it's someone that dictates everything. And as far as I know, America is it's a corporation itself. So how can it not be when it is, but it ain't all at the same time? I don't know. Am I not making sense to y'all?
You making sense. And when G said when y'all was talking about the New York thing earlier, I actually think New York is the epitome of what America is. It's an economic zone in which people from all over the world come here to make money. That is what America is. That's what we believe it to be. We treat it, and I'm not gonna say we, but the powers that be, they treat it as an economic zone, and that's why they really don't have the same level of buy-in that me and people on this screen might have. Because when the rubber meets the road, they want unlimited immigration. I mean, the whole reason New York is the city it is now is because they let anybody come with no papers and gave them
Staten
citizenship.
Island, Staten Island.
But
Like that
But
is
no,
that is, and I'm not talking about
But
it.
that's
not the
America
epitome
too.
of
But I'm not
America.
talking about it
That's
from
the
a.
epitome of the United States corporation.
But I'm
Yeah.
not talking.
It's a difference.
I'm not talking about it from a positive standpoint. I think it's actually, I think it's a negative. But New York is it's the world's capital for finance. Like
Well, yes,
America is the
It's the
America is
capital of
yes,
capitalism.
yes.
it's
No,
the
no.
capital
Actually, the
exactly.
No,
It's
capital of
I
the
can
capital
agree.
of
I can
finance is
agree.
Charlotte. The
That's
capital finance
only in
is
the
Charlotte.
southeast. That's only in the southeast.
Charlotte's second behind New York.
This is in the
It's
southeast,
second
but
behind New York, and it was number one when they had Bank of America and
Wachovia.
what is it now? Well,
One
Wachovia
one
headquarters
watt.
here.
Now
They
it's
was
Wells
number one.
Fargo.
It was Wells Fargo when the two of them headquarters is here
But
in
we ain't got the
Charlotte.
whole
Charlotte
headquarters here.
ran shit, and Charlotte been running money in for a long time. It was quiet. It was very quiet, but Charlotte. After New York, all them years, that's where the money was at, was down here in North Carolina.
No,
But
Charlotte
the thing
always
Charlotte's
is,
definitely a
Charlotte always
well-known
been number
finance
2.
district. It's a well-known finance district, but
Yeah.
when it comes to like representing America, like if we want to talk about from an economic standpoint and like that idea of like hustling, etc., okay, I can agree. My point about New York was like from like a demographic makeup. Like if you go to New
Okay.
York City and you start walking around and talking to people and having conversations, like that's not going to be reflective of the average, say, American city, if
But
you
it's
will.
But that's
average.
but that's the story the
But hold
world
on.
gets though.
But
That's
Steve,
the story the world gets though. That
but like,
America is a melting pot of all these different people.
but
That's what
America,
people believe it to be.
but it is because if you go to places like LA and Texas, they're mostly Hispanic. But you got that has this Hispanic aspect in New York. You come to the South, it's really black. You got a lot of black people in New York. There's white areas. You got a lot of white people in
It's a
New
little
York.
different
Like
though,
there's a
because you don't got a lot of
representation.
Jamaicans.
No,
Like you got a
what
lot
you
of
are
you got
speaking of,
Jamaicans, you got
Johnny.
Haitian, you got like these like Dominicans, these
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans.
But are they not all over the
Can I?
country?
That's not
Not
America.
like
Listen
that.
what I'm saying.
Not like in New York.
When it
Nah.
comes down,
It's
when
just
it comes down to
concentrated,
New
but
York,
they're
Johnny,
represent.
you're speaking of New York City. The whole state of New York is not populated like that. The majority of New York
Right.
is country in North
I'm
Carolina.
talking
Right.
about the
So
city.
you
I'm literally
cannot
talking
sit
about
there
the city.
and put little ass New York. New York City is just a small, minute part of the state. It might hold a lot of people in it, but the masses of the whole state, majority of it is white. And that's just what it is.
But I'm talking
It
about the
is.
city though. Like the city. Like New York got almost as many. It got more people than South Carolina. It got almost just as many people
But
as
that
North
doesn't
Carolina.
represent
The
It
city
doesn't
is
represent
a
the
America.
average
melting pot.
American. It's not a good representation
In,
of what
in,
America
in
actually
my
is.
opinion, the best representation, if we talking about demographic representation of America, it's the state of Georgia. It's the best representation of America. Georgia is America. It's Asians. It got Hispanics. It got blacks. It got whites. Georgia is the
I
epitome
mean,
of what America is. Like, in my
Atlanta's
But
opinion.
not a bad
it's not
Atlanta's not a bad option, but it's very
Like if
Atlanta's
we,
too black. Atlanta's
I'm
too
talking,
black and
I'm talking.
it's too black and white.
No, it's not really. It's not really.
it's not
Those are
about
the
the
main.
state. He
Those are
said
the
the
main.
state of
Which
Georgia, not
those
Atlanta. He
But
said
like
those are
Atlanta,
the.
Georgia.
Atlanta ain't got a super like huge like Hispanic like.
They got a pretty big Hispanic population
they
now.
do. They do.
What part of Atlanta would you say is mostly Hispanic?
And when we
In
say Atlanta,
Georgia,
we talking
we-
about the metropolitan area and the surrounding suburbs too.
But
Not
like,
just
but you
the
can go to
actual-
Charlotte and be like East Charlotte is mostly his Central Avenue, mostly Hispanic. Like we got like I've been to Atlanta and there might be, but like I don't see
Oh,
any
they out there.
areas that are like just all like where you'll see just Hispanic only like Spanish only restaurants and stuff like that.
it's
Probably,
but
but it's
you're simplifying it. It's not just a breakdown of how many black people, white people have. It's about how you live and your ideas and your ideology and your way of thinking. New York doesn't represent America in that way. It represents the world.
I mean, I can understand why people would push back on the New York thing, but I think any place else you go, you have a like you got some of that in New York. That's all I'm saying.
But I think we are. I think we are. G clarified it though. We talking about like two separate what we mean to represent. And if the way G talking about it, I would agree. If we talking about like if I'm looking at a demographic representation of a place, I'm gonna look at something that's more
It's gonna be in the South somewhere.
It's gonna be more, white and FBA, and then everything else is kind of secondary to that. But
Right,
if I'm
'cause California and Texas, typical, like
I mean,
unless
and I can
I
understand
think
that. I
Houston
can
might be
understand
unique,
that.
but you know,
Houston's pretty diverse. I ain't gonna lie. I was just
it
out there.
is,
It's diverse as hell. It's everybody out
got
there.
everything.
Yeah.
But if you look at it in almost any major city is going to be pretty diverse. That's any major city. But when it comes down to the full state, we're speaking of a full state. You're looking at demographics being completely different. As far as in state, you know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. But
If you want to live in the whole state, honestly, North Carolina is the best state. If you really want to, if you really want to just look at the full state, because you get a little bit of everything in North Carolina, from Charlotte to the Triangle to the beaches to the mountains. You can get the Hicks, you can get the surfer folks, you can get
finance bros,
you get the wealthy tech finance folks, you got the educated folks with the universities, you got
the tech bros.
North Carolina definitely
bros.
got every
got
kind of
hood niggas, country niggas,
got Hispanics, Asians. The one thing we don't got like that is a lot of Caribbeans, though, I have to say.
No,
there are pockets of them in Charlotte, but like it's not a huge.
It's not crazy though.
It's not. We don't have a large.
Not compared to like New York. Like it's not like a heavy Caribbean population.
We got we don't have a huge Asian, but we got like a lot of Indians.
No, but
we got Asians too. We got Chinese people.
The Charlotte Metro area has a lot of Haitians. They do have a lot of Haitians, but people confuse them with Africans because they speak French as well. And they be different, but they be niggas. No, I'm just being honest.
They French Africans. They French.
Hey, same thing, bro. Same thing, man. Same thing, man.
Bloodline, that's about the only place you can step outside of Africa.
No, Haitians, Latinos. Haitians, Latinos, dog.
Haitians are Latinos.
Haitians are not Latinos, brother.
What?
Haitians are not Latinos.
I think they might be Latinos, but they're not Hispanic because they don't speak Spanish.
Exactly. Johnny hit it right on it.
Haitians on the island before the Haitians.
What makes them Latino? What makes them Latino?
Because of the island they're from. Hispanic means you speak Spanish.
I don't think what's Latino mean?
Let's Google.
Latino really means nothing. But it really does.
Here go old man with his words again. This nigga just take words and give them meaning.
Oh, well, actually, no.
Hey, don't get it started on it.
Hey, hold on. This is the limit. This is the thing. Latino is a term used.
The Haitians are the Aboriginals.
Hey, hold on. Hey, y'all. Hey, look. I got the
Haitians
definition.
are Aboriginal to Charlotte.
I got the.
No, they're Aboriginal to Haiti.
That's funny. But Latino is a term used to describe people who are from or have ancestors from Latin America. This generally includes anyone with roots in the countries of Central America, South America, the Caribbean, and Mexico.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Jamaicans are Latin too. Jamaicans are Latinos too.
Yeah.
Technically, if they're in the Caribbean, they could be, but they're not Hispanic. Hispanic means the Spanish speaking. They're not Hispanic.
Latinos.
That's why that census group that says Hispanic or Latino is it's stupid. It doesn't make
Latino is an ignorant word. It is. It's a stupid ass word. It's just something to group people.
It includes like Brazilians are Latino. They don't speak Spanish. They speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
Haitians,
but Portuguese and Spaniards are like cousins. I can understand, like it's
but
like
they don't fuck with each other though. Portugal and Spain are very different. They really don't fuck with each other. Like
they're not like enemies.
They've been plenty wars.
They're not,
Portugal
but like they're not enemies.
Wars over the years.
They're not, bro.
It's like the French. It's like the French and
South America and split it. Like they're not enemies. Like,
but they gave Portugal one country. Spain
the biggest joint on the joint.
Portugal won though. They got the best.
They got the biggest, most important joint on that continent.
But Spain didn't give them that. They took that.
Yeah, they got the best country.
I'm just saying they're not really like these.
But
like,
I'm just saying, old man was right. Like Latino does refer to the land. Hispanic refers to the language.
Yeah.
That's why like Dominicans and Haitians are both.
Johnny, don't say that too often. They don't like it when I'm right.
So you telling me Jamaicans are Latinos?
Yeah.
Are they from the Caribbean?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense, but they are. It's stupid.
It doesn't make
That's
it doesn't
that's
make
what the
sense at all.
that's what the
But I'm
definition
saying in
said.
the
The
definition
definition
of
of
the
No,
word,
we know, Johnny. We
in the
agree.
definition.
We
I'm
know.
just saying.
In the definition of the word, you're correct, but I'm saying to make sense, to be honest, you know what I'm saying?
But
We all
people
know
think, but
that that's
people use
probably like,
Latino and Hispanic interchangeably, and that's what people got mad because they
Yeah.
think Latino means Hispanic, but
because
it doesn't just mean Hispanic.
no,
I
but
think that's
but
Hey,
what I was
y'all say
stating is
Jamaicans are not Latinos. I'm just saying.
all,
I'm just
hey,
based
saying.
on
Hey, G,
that's what
based
I'm
I'm
with
on
saying.
you.
But
what?
you
We
know,
I'm
ain't
just
arguing with
saying.
that's
niggas.
it.
We're not
We ain't
arguing
arguing
with
with
you,
niggas in
G. We agree.
2026.
But
AI that
No,
shit,
but
man.
yeah,
AI that
I'm
shit.
just saying, man. These niggas was colonized by the whites. They were Anglo Caribbeans. Like I think, like yeah, bro. Like they saying Haiti is Latino, but
and
nah,
one of the reasons
Jamaica not.
because
But
you think
but Haitians are Latino.
It's saying yes, though.
the reason
But
why
see,
they
I don't
say Haiti
understand
is
how Haitians are
Latino,
Latino and Jamaicans aren't.
yeah,
Because hey,
the reason
if you want to get technical about the colonization of the island of Haiti or the Dominicana
Dominican.
Republica, that
Or,
was
or, or
originally colonized by Spain and then later split in half between the Spanish and the French.
but that don't make sense
Haiti,
because most
you
of our
gotta listen. No,
territory
but you
was
gotta
conquered
listen
by
to that.
Spain too. So that would make us Hispanics.
I mean, but they lost. They lost it.
I
The
guess
What I'm
I'm
thing
saying.
is
Latino
this right
too.
here.
Yeah, you
People
Latino. We
act
all
like
Latino up in
people
here.
act like they forget that the Haitians kicked the motherfucking Spanish ass and kicked them off that damn island. That's why
I thought they
nobody
kicked
right
the
to this
French.
day.
I
It was
thought
French.
the
they kicked
French.
the
He know,
French
French.
man,
ass.
Johnny. You
That's
know
your
what he
white.
meant,
They
bro.
kicked
Stop
the
That's
trying to
your
hey,
white
be.
they
French.
kicked the French
You right.
ass. They kicked the French
Yeah,
ass.
French.
that's what
Man, y'all know what he
that's
mean,
what
bro.
I meant
Stop
to
trying to
French.
be elitist, bro. You Johnny trying to be
Oh, I'm
elitist, bro.
elitist because I want to
We
be
hey, but
accurate.
but this a part they
What
leave
up,
out the
fat boy?
story. It's a part they leave out the story. We kicked the French ass too. Now I'm gonna drop my mic.
Yeah.
Hey, but John, hey, real talk. The Haitians did
The history books don't tell us that though.
no the
The
Haitians
history books don't talk about that though.
Where your
the,
sources
the
at, fat boy?
Haitians did actually
Nigga, what you
free.
mean? Nigga, read it up, nigga. Why the fuck you think these niggas celebrate Cinco de Mayo, nigga? That's cause we took our ass down there and whooped some ass, nigga. You better stop playing, nigga. Fuck
Don't
wrong
you
with
know
you,
it was a
nigga.
Mexican?
Hey,
It
look,
was
I
a
Fuck
want
black
to
wrong
read
with you,
the
Mexican
I
nigga.
want to
president.
read the
It was a
story
black
too, fat boy.
Mexican president. It was
Hey,
a black
but
Mexican
what I
president.
want to say though, the Haitians did actually free a lot of those Spanish countries and fought the wars and helped them
Toussaint
free
Louverture.
themselves and get
They
independent.
you absolutely right. The Haitians did help free all them spent all everything in the
Hell
Caribbean.
yeah,
And
they
hold on, let me
did.
finish. Let me
They
hold on,
did.
Hey, let fat boy go. Let fat boy
hold
go.
on.
Let fat boy go.
And guess how the Caribbean paid Haiti back?
They say you ain't us.
Kick, told them
They
you,
they look
Bingo,
me
they
no
nigga.
look the
black,
other
me
way.
no black,
Bingo,
me no
nigga.
black, me no black,
Guyana too.
me no,
All them
me no
where
black.
coffee hoe ass broke $3 a
French
day ass from.
French Guyana.
Guyana, all them little countries, all that shit over there.
Me no
They
black,
said fuck
me no
Haiti.
black, me no
Yeah,
black.
they said fuck
Exactly.
Haiti. After Haiti helped
After
them, they said
liberating their
fuck Haiti.
countries. It's crazy. Yeah,
That
it's crazy
now
talk.
y'all understand. Now y'all understand when I said out of everything, all diasporas and all this. Whatever I said, I fuck with the Haitians, and everybody was
Oh,
no, you shouldn't fuck with the
bird.
Haitians. That's why I said I fuck with them because
Hold
they
up, hold
found
up, hold up,
peace.
hold up,
Hold
hold
up. Oh no,
up.
but I'm
He
saying
said
you had it wrong.
Hold
You
diaspora.
up,
don't like it.
hold up, See, but where you wrong at? Where you wrong
Okay,
at
tell me.
is is after Haiti did all that, the coon class rose up and killed all the leaders who did that shit, and now Haiti is what it is now. So you can't say, "Oh, I fuck with Haiti, man." Ain't shit over there. That shit is what dude said: a trash can in the middle of the goddamn ocean.
Trash can in the middle of the ocean. It is a trash can in the middle of the ocean, but at the
When
same
you
point,
when you
what
let
they
the
did
coon class rise up, when you let the coon class rise up and kill all the riders, that's what happened, my nigga. It's just that simple.
But I heard there was a
they
That's kind of like the story everywhere though. Like black people fight for
yeah
freedom,
everywhere.
black people get
Nah,
freedom.
but it wouldn't be the story everywhere if the rest of them islands around there and all that
Yeah,
shit in the
but I'm
Caribbean
talking
would
more
have
about
hopped on board. Hold on, if they would have hopped on board and followed
it's
Toussaint and John Jacques Dessalines and
hey,
all
but
them niggas over
fat
there.
boy, it still would have been an elite class in them places.
I'm specifically talking about more of the rise of this what you call the coon class. They do this everywhere. Black people win, overthrow some shit, get in power. I can name. And then they right hand man who Haitian as well, kill him in order to make a deal with the West.
You
That's
ain't do
kind
it
of
over
like the.
here. We ain't do it over here. We ain't do it over here.
I mean, we did in our own way though.
No, the fuck we didn't. No, the fuck we didn't. We ain't living like
I
them
would
niggas.
say like
If
the
we had
exist.
done that, we'll be living just like them over here. So
No,
don't
no,
do
no,
that, my
no,
nigga.
Hey, but Fat Boy,
Nah, we didn't do that. We
no,
didn't
no.
do that
I
shit.
One
think
thing,
Fat Boy.
what we
When I
had,
say
we did have them.
Fat
hey, let's
Boy,
see one. Let's see
do
one.
you not think there's a buffer class of black people
Y'all
who?
like the shrink conversations. I
No.
never
I'm
said it
not
wasn't.
shrinking it.
I
I'm talking
never
about
said
like
it
our
wasn't a
actual
buffer class. I
I'm talking
never
about the
said it
actual
wasn't a
condition,
coon
like
class. But
of
us
America.
as a, we did not do what
Yeah,
the
we
we
didn't
ain't
do it,
doing,
but there is a
nigga.
there is a
Nigga,
buffer
that's a
class of
different
black people who
discussion. That's a
sold.
different. Man, I'm finna hang up my mic, cause y'all trying to have different discussions on top of what a nigga saying, and that ain't what a nigga saying at
You just
all.
said a
This
coon
ain't
class
no. This
come
is a
Nigga,
in.
we
conversation
ain't
between
we
you
Hey,
and
let
ain't
Fat.
me,
like.
hey,
Let me
y'all, let Fat Boy rock. I'm
Man,
listening, Fat
listen,
Boy. Look, I'm
we ain't
listening.
like them niggas in Haiti. We ain't get one win and stop said, hey, let's chill. We don't need no more wins and waiting for motherfuckers to do shit to us. We ain't do that. We ain't do that. We ain't like them niggas in South Africa sitting over there, gotta wipe your ass with a goddamn bamboo leaf and cut your motherfucking hair with a fucking
A machete.
a hot machete and all that old bullshit while white folks sitting over there with a goddamn with paved roads and shit. We ain't doing all that. So when you compare us right, my nigga. We got coffee mugs. We don't dip our mugs in dirty water and call it coffee, my nigga. Fuck wrong with you niggas?
Hey, Fat Boy just
We
want to
got
come
the
on here and do
finest.
a.
We got
Hey,
the
That's a
finest of
good
beans.
comedy bit. That's a good
and
comedy
that
bit,
bring,
Fat
We
Boy.
and
got
that
the
brings
finest
that
of
brings it
beans.
full circle. That like what G was saying. FBA is the type of
Fuck be wrong with you niggas,
hierarchy.
man. Start, nigga. Wait, get some pride in y'all
Yeah,
motherfuckers self. Quit comparing y'all self to these other. Yes,
Hey,
these niggas is beneath me. Yes, they is.
tell
Even
him,
at
Fat
my
Boy.
lowest
Hey,
in life,
hey,
these
tell him,
niggas is
Fat Boy.
beneath me, dog.
Fat Boy. Hey, tell him
Fuck
you
wrong with you
American.
niggas,
Fat Boy,
man.
tell him you American, ain't
No,
Fuck
Fat
wrong
Boy.
with you
No,
niggas.
Fat
These
Boy.
niggas is beneath me, nigga.
No, Fat
you?
Boy.
Cause
We
you
got everything
American.
from them. We got everything from them. That's
Yeah,
what
Fuck
they
be
do.
wrong with you niggas,
they
man.
beneath your American ass.
Goddamn right, nigga. Let me tell you something, nigga. Nigga, I could be in a homeless shelter. I can be in anything. Guess what?
They
Them
beneath
niggas, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess
you,
what? Guess
American.
what? Guess what? I ain't gotta eat no.
Legit.
I ain't gotta eat no Zabuma food stew.
It's a boomer.
so you saying, that
This
bushmeat
nigga,
ain't good
man. This
for him?
nigga,
I ain't
boy.
So
got
that
to do
bushmeat ain't
that.
good for him.
Guess what?
What's
I
wrong?
ain't got to do
What's wrong
that.
with the
Fat
When
Nigga
Boy.
bushmeat?
said,
I
hey, this
wake
nigga
up,
says a
when I
boomer
wake up,
fool.
when
Me
I wake
and
up,
you as a boomer fool.
exactly.
Hey,
Hey, bro,
Q,
Nigga,
you
get
when
me
I
brought
a
that.
wake
ticket,
up,
man.
Hey,
nigga,
they brought
hold
that.
on.
Hey,
Nigga, when
they
I
would
wake
bring that
up,
fruit out,
nigga, when
and
I wake
Zabuba
up,
food
nigga,
eyes got the bucket.
hold on. Nigga, my ancestors, hear me out. My
I
ancestors
got 3
fought,
minutes.
right?
You got a minute.
Hear me out.
Oh,
All right,
Fat Boy.
all right, I'm finna say this and I'm through. My ancestors fought, right? So that I wake up and hear cock-a-doodle-doo. I don't wake up and hear some shit rattling in the bushes and grab my spear.
Ah,
Damn.
I
But
wasn't making
So
that. I
so
wasn't
this nigga says a
so what's
boomer
wrong?
fool stew.
So
Fat Boy. I
what is
wasn't
wrong
making.
with
I
man,
wasn't
bushmeat
making that.
he ain't got no lions in his bushes.
What is wrong with
Yo,
bushmeat
that's
stew
funny.
for them? That's
Fat Boy.
all
I
they
wasn't
eating.
making that comparison
Niggas don't know
on
about Zaboomer food.
I wasn't making that analysis. Fat Boy. My apologies. I would just specifically speaking when you mentioned this
Think of the
quote
lowest
unquote
paying job in
coon
America. Think
class.
of
That's
the
all I was
hold
speaking
on.
on. I'm
Think of
not
the
speaking
low.
on
I gotta
everything.
make one more parent, nigga. I gotta make one more
Fern,
parent, nigga.
Fern.
One more parent, like your grandmama say, parent, nigga.
My grandmama don't say it like that.
Y'all only say that if
Yeah,
That
my
cause you,
grandma
that
don't say
cause
it like
your
that
grandma,
either.
that cause you got a tether, bro. Never mind. But listen, hear me out. Hear me
Niggas
out.
taking shots at niggas'
hear,
grandmamas, man. What have
Yeah,
we
that's
come
fucked
to?
hear
up,
me
Fat Boy.
What
Hold
out.
on,
have we
Fat
come
Boy.
Hear me.
to?
We hold on, hold
he
on.
got a non-FBA
Fat
grandmother.
Boy.
What have we
I
come
feel
hear
to?
like
me.
somewhere in the FBA code, that's a violation.
What?
My grandmama makes sweet potato pie. She not making a goosey. My grandmama not making a goosey. She makes sweet potato pie, bro.
Or is it pumpkin
And,
pie?
and pound cake.
All I'm saying is, think of what would y'all consider the lowest paying job?
Probably
Slavery?
Working at a gas station.
No, I'm talking about the lowest paying
Nah,
job
probably
right now.
picking fruit, picking fruit, picking
The
fruit,
lowest paying job right now.
picking fruit.
Folding clothes at Macy's or some shit.
Nah,
That's
picking
what they
fruit.
pay. What that shit pay what that shit pay like $7.25 an hour?
You know, like
What that shit pay
mall worker job.
$7.25?
Yeah.
Okay. What that shit pay like $7.25 an hour?
Let's just say, yeah.
$7.50.
That's minimum wage.
Yeah, it's like minimum wage like $7.25 an hour, right?
Depending on the state, yeah.
Yeah, depending on the state.
But yeah,
Google. Hold on, Unc. I want you
Google.
niggas to Google how much does a Nigerian
You said how you spell
make
that,
a
fat
day?
boy? How you spell Google?
Google.
How much does a Nigerian make a day, man?
Hey, these
How much does the average
Spell that shit,
Guyana?
fat boy.
How
Hold
much
on,
does
hold
the
on. Go
average?
back.
How
Let's go
much
back.
does the average? No, nigga.
Hey, these
They
last
ain't got
2
no
weeks,
L.
y'all been too
How
much
much
on
does the
shit, man.
average
Y'all been too much on
Guyana,
shit.
Guyanese, whatever nigga,
How did this
make
turn
a
into
day?
what other niggas make a day? How did
Man,
Fat Boy,
listen,
you are
man.
good.
I'm making
I don't
a
even know
point,
how
man.
this
Stop comparing,
conversation got
man.
to
Just
that.
stop comparing us to these niggas, man. Stop comparing us to these
Why we
niggas,
talk
man.
about this?
That's all I'm saying.
Because Fat Boy just took us there. I was not comparing. I was not comparing
Johnny, I
us.
leave
I
for
was
25
comparing
minutes.
coon
I said
classes.
25 minutes.
25 minutes a
come
long
back.
time, bro. Look,
You done
hey,
turned
look.
this into the FBA versus Pan African show again.
That is Fat Boy.
No, hold on, nigga. Don't disrespect me, nigga. I ain't doing no FBA
I ain't
versus
do
no
that.
pan, whatever,
I just
nigga.
let my
I
man
ain't
Fat
doing
Boy
that.
go.
I
I
ain't
just let
doing
my
none of
man
that.
Fat Boy go.
All right, let's
Nigga, why is niggas talking about
Hey, Fat Boy,
Nigerians?
I do.
And we
Hey,
talking
Fat
about
Boy,
far left
I
versus far right.
Fat Boy, I did peep you though. Call a black out on his fake Pan Africanism.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the
That
fake.
nigga's a fake Pan African, bro.
Oh my
Speak on it. Hey, man,
God.
hold on. Let's go to the after show. Let's go to the
Oh
after show.
my
I got it. I
God.
do want to hear this. Wait, hey,
Yeah,
get
we
a
can't
black
do
back
that.
on the call, man.
That nigga's
Hey,
a
Black
fake
didn't
Pan
pull it
African.
up. He didn't pull it up with his rainbow kente cloth.
Hey, wait, hey, nigga, go to the after show. We better wrap
Talking
this
this,
up.
Wrap it
talking
up.
about some
Fat Boy.
goddamn,
Wrap it up,
Hey,
talking about
Fat
some
Boy.
goddamn. You kill what you eat, whatever the fuck that
Hey,
nigga said. What did that
All
nigga
right,
say?
so nonetheless,
we gonna
this
wrap
has
it up.
been
That nigga definitely said
unpacked.
you
Johnny,
don't need health
you
care.
gotta make sure that you hit the end for me.
Thank you.
But again, we've talked about far left, far right, and somehow that still has left us into pan survivalism. But with that said, this has been fun. We've talked some fun shit. Shout out to everybody that's pulled up. Shout out to A Black. Shout out to G. Shout out Johnny P. Of course, I'm Q. Shout out to the call-ins that pulled up. We got Steve. We got Old Man. We got Fat Boy and Unc. With that said, we back here next week. Maybe we didn't even really get through the whole thing, but maybe we do a part 2. Maybe we talk about Johnny's religion. I don't know. We could do anything. But with that said, this has been Unpacked, presented to you by the
Talk
2B Fair
about
Show and the
AIDS,
GA
That nigga
Podcast.
religion is white women.
And with that,
Not
we
even.
done. Yeah.
This nigga done chopped up the even you.
Johnny, you gotta hit the
Hey,
button.
Johnny, hit the button, man.